time for to get on down. Can I get down? Comes the Mac, getting down. Here comes the Mac, getting down, boy. Get down. Can I get down? Get on down. Can I get down? Get down, boy. Like this.
Welcome to the Michael Jordan Film Room, aka the Kobe Bryant Film Room. Welcome to the watch party, y'all. Michael Jordan's classic 63, iconic 63-point game, man, where he took on the 86 Celtics, one of the greatest teams of all time, right? In the Eastern Conference, Game 2, right? Game 2. Now, Jordan, let me give you a little bit of a background. So Jordan's just coming off a 49-point game performance, right? Amazing shit. Jordan was putting in work. So this is where Jordan took his game to unheard of levels, right? This is where Jordan just erupted, right? And really proved how great he actually was on that basketball court. So, y'all like and subscribe, hit the notification buttons, and without further ado, let's get into it.
The starting lineups for Game 2 are the same as they were for Game number 1. Starting out with the Chicago Bulls. Their leading scorer, Orlando Woolridge, up front. Top rebounder, rookie Charles Oakley, and veteran Dave Corzine. In the backcourt, Michael Jordan and Kyle Macy. Playmaker, Stan Albeck, in his first year as coach in Chicago. For the Boston Celtics, their front court of Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, and Robert Parrish, all amongst the league leaders in scoring and shooting. And in the backcourt, Dennis Johnson, the catalyst on defense. Danny Ainge, Casey Jones, another marvelous job as coach of the Celtics. Jake O'Donnell and Jack Milton are the officials, and Jack Neves will be the alternate. And we're underway here. The Celtics in white, the Bulls in red,
right,
and Boston Patrol.
Let's get it, y'all. DJ in the pick.
We'll check the matchup, started by Jordan inside.
McHale somehow firing.
Stan Albeck hoping that their center, Dave Corzine, will be able to muscle Kevin McHale, take his inside game away from him.
But the Celtics have a definite size advantage over the Chicago Bulls, who may be a little quicker, but they prefer not to run. At least they didn't in the first game. Jordan misses, and McHale gets a rebound.
So Jordan, no dice.
Danny Ainge had a fine year.
Look how they guarded the
Larry
post.
Bird, guarded by Woolridge.
Bird misses the
Corzine
jumper.
Rebound for Chicago. Amazingly, in the regular season, in the season series, the Bulls had an edge in offensive rebounding over the Celtics. Not many teams can claim that.
So
Oakley and Sidney Green.
this is like there's almost no spacing. Oh, good block by the Chiefs.
Blocks, and they're going to call goaltending against Robert
As you
Parrish.
see in this game, there's almost no spacing in the paint, right? Yeah, it was crammed, man. It was congested. Like, you really had to be a great big man to really score in this time. I'm looking at the spacing. Space is crazy.
Credit Michael Jordan.
I ain't watched this game in a long time,
The
y'all.
Celtics are going to give a lot of help to Michael Jordan.
The first defense against Michael Jordan is Dennis Johnson. He's got to try and keep him out of the middle and angle him off the hoop a little bit.
He tried 5 different players on Jordan. Ultimately, he got a bit fatigued.
Danny Ainge with the rock.
49 points.
Give it to DJ. DJ with the brick.
One stretch in the third period.
Here's the mic.
One of the things I was looking for early, Dick, is the tempo of the game by the Bulls to try and get some fast.
That's a good move.
Jordan found his way in once again and has his second basket. All 4 points in the early going, and a minute and a half is transpired.
Good shot by Mike. Jordan dumps it in. McHale, so McHale can go to work. The man of 1,000 moves.
The foot speed.
One of the greatest post players in NBA history, Kevin McHale.
Players a lot of problems.
Legendary
was a sixth
post-rep.
man until the playoffs. Cedric Maxwell
DJ's
gone
giving a
from the
little
seat with
bit
the Clippers
of
and
size
so
to
McHale
Mike.
was the starter this year. Nearly 2 minutes.
Good
left.
pass.
Corzine, good pass from Jordan.
Corzine get the shit smacked.
With a block shot. Good pass, but Parrish was there.
That was an attempt to get Corzine involved.
Bird giving it to Parrish.
Parrish guarded by Oakley and a big size edge there. Goes up and
Oh, yeah,
Corzine
he
with
got
a
his
fine
shit smacked.
play just stuffed Parrish. And Chicago coming back in a tie game. Jordan.
Good move by MJ. Couldn't get shit.
And already you
Couldn't
see
get it.
that everyone is going to take a hand. Stan Albeck sees too in trying to help Dennis Johnson guard Michael Jordan.
If Michael Jordan gets by Dennis Johnson, the other Celtics are going to clog up the lane, it looks like.
What should Jordan do in that case?
Jordan's very aggressive.
And hope that one of his freer players can get an
Jordan's
offensive
being
rebound
super aggressive
or make
early
a direct
on.
pass to one of those free players.
Good pass to
Position
Bird.
inside. Gets it out to Ainge.
Nothing there. No space at all. Good move.
McHale has 6 and Jordan has 6. And we're
Good
tied
move
with
by
no
Kevin
number.
McHale, man.
Corzine, with all his beef, is still letting Kevin McHale get the sweet position down and
Little
close
half
to the
court
hoop.
press.
Nearly 3 minutes gone by, opening period, and we're tied.
All right.
Orlando Woolridge.
Good shot.
Long range.
R.I.P. Orlando Woolridge, man.
Tremendous game. In the one game the Bulls beat the Celtics in the regular year.
Keith pushed it up.
I think that's where Orlando is at his best, out of the open court. In the first game, the Bulls did not use that speed advantage at all.
Harris scored after McHale's miss.
Jordan's usage
Celtics
is
known for
crazy.
getting the ball down court in a hurry. A lot of ways. Jordan short
Oh,
there.
give me that.
Inside Oakley fights his way. Tipped up.
Oh.
Finally drops it. May have been
Hard
more
work.
than it was. And we'll have a foul against Chicago. Dave Corzine commits the foul.
Corzine, an attempt right here, as trying to take away
Yeah, that's too deep.
position, but you can't let
He gave
Kevin
him-
McHale get that close to the hoop.
Hey, that's super close to the hoop, man.
McHale misses the shot. And here's Jordan over to Woolridge.
Orlando
Woolridge
Woolridge,
averaged
a
29
supreme
against the
scorer.
Celtics this season. McHale the rebound out to Ainge. Chicago getting back defensively.
Had a great inside
Damn, Dan.
position on the rebound, but didn't use it.
Ainge throws the ball into the third row. And Casey Jones, who has won 60 or more games 4 times. Both teams shooting well in the opening moments.
Yo, watching a game in the Boston Gardens, being a Celtics fan had to be something special back in the day, man.
What can you do realistically, Tommy?
For real,
when you
that
have
shit
a
had to be
6'9"
special.
Oakley and a Corzine, who's 6'11", but not a big 6'11", against the likes of McHale, Parrish, and later on Wolf.
What they're trying to do, Stan Albeck, is put experience against Kevin McHale and Dave Corzine, knowing that the Celtics don't like to use Parrish. He's their second low post option, hoping that the Celtics won't use that against Oakley to take advantage of his inexperience.
Here's Parrish, who symbolized the size edge with a 14 rebound average against the Bulls in the 6 games during the regular year.
I think that matchup
That's a
Parrish
great
against
average.
Oakley is their saber matchup. Whenever they really have
Look at
some
that
problems,
old
they
school
go to that
socks.
one.
You gotta love it.
They're tied at 10.
Okay.
Game has been tied 5 times. Corzine moving outside, Bird guarding him, if you want to
There
call
goes
it that. Bird
Orlando.
does not like to guard someone. The basket counts, and a good play and a slice move in there by
Good move.
Orlando Woolridge.
Interesting matchup stick by Casey Jones. Bird is
Orlando
guarding
was a good
Corzine,
scorer, man.
And McHale takes Woolridge. Normally, you would expect Bird to
He don't
take
really get a
Woolridge,
lot of
but Casey
credit.
feels McHale,
Yeah, he was nice.
wider player, will be able to do a better job, take away the speed of Woolridge.
McHale with the personal foul and a 3-point play by Orlando Woolridge. And Chicago leads 13-10. Parrish up
Yeah.
against Oakley. Out of bounds. Chicago ball. Of course, Larry Bird, as you pointed out many times in the past, is probably one of the best safety men. A good team defender, not perhaps individual defender. So the last thing Casey wants to do is to have Bird guard one of the firepower men for Chicago.
All right.
It's too much of a burden for Bird. It's
Good shot.
by Casey Jones, in my opinion.
Oakley hits from outside. So
Oakley hit that shot too every now and then.
5 have scored for the Chicago Bulls. So they have
DJ.
Dennis Johnson gets his own rebound. Trying to get it over to Larry Bird, and Oakley may be called for a second personal foul. What a year and a strong finish for the 9th pick, Charles Oakley.
He's going to be a bona fide star in this league if he isn't already. He's got some things to learn, like how to get that shot off in the low post, but boy, does he bang on the boards.
Actually drafted by Cleveland and then traded to Chicago with the deal involving Keith Lee, the rookie from Memphis State. Came from Virginia.
Michael Jordan on DJ. They go Larry Bird trying to get in the post position. Larry Bird comes off the screen.
Starting off, not running as well, just like the
Bird
other
with
night.
another good pass.
Dennis Johnson.
Good shot by DJ.
There's Waldman ceasing on the Celtic bench. Maybe the key reasons why the Celtics have had such a great year, and good passing by Boston. And it's 15
Championship
to 12.
DNA.
Just the Bulls are getting back defensively. Stop that break.
When the Celtics put the pressure on the defense by pushing it up fast, that's when they're at their best, both for layups and low post play.
8 on the shot clock. Oakley
Good
hit
move.
one. Fakes Parrish, goes in strong.
Good move by Oak.
Charles Oakley at 6'9", leading rebounder for the Bulls this year.
A young Charles
All that
Oak.
shot chart has to be complete by now.
The only man who hasn't scored in the starting group has been Kyle Mason.
Goes up.
Goes for 3.
Brick.
And nearly had it. Spun out. Rebound by Oakley. Chicago had a 12-point lead in the first half of the game against
Mike
the
going to
Celtics.
work.
Jordan
Oh.
trying to fake
Mike going to
it.
work.
Can't do it.
Hey.
The jumper, but I Bird played
Yo, that's a
great.
legendary
Chicago
play
had
right
a
there.
12-point lead in the first half.
That's all you see on Jordan's highlights right there.
Jordan trying to
Jordan going
fake
to work.
Can't do it.
Good
Gets
move.
the jumper, but Bird played pretty well defensively
One-on-one.
against Jordan there.
You got to hang on Jordan's shooting hand. Most players try to force him to his left and make him bring the ball to you.
Biggest lead of the game. 7 points for the Bulls. Under 6 minutes to go.
Good pass.
Bird. McHale.
Damn. Yo, that front court's crazy.
Play, though.
When the Celtics bang on the boards and they're perfectly capable of getting those offensive rebounds, that's when they're doubly difficult.
McHale out to guard Woolridge in the lane.
Orlando.
Tough shot, tough defense by McHale. Bird the rebound, and the Celtics trailing by 5 with 5:25 remaining in the first period. And Oakley
Good
intercepts
steal.
that pass.
Look at Oak flying down the
Bird and
court.
Johnson back defensively. Oakley goes in, and they're going to call offensive foul.
Oh, that I don't know if that would have been called today. Yo, y'all see the type of shit Giannis be doing? I don't think that shit would have been called today.
Knew what Oakley was going to do there and got position.
A master of the half-inch.
It kind of show you the evolution of the game and how they call the game now. Guys is they letting that shit go today. I seen LeBron do it, I seen Giannis do it, and they don't call shit.
And 3 fouls on Oakley, and he'll come out of the ball game when we return. The Houston Rockets let Sacramento get back in the game last night and ended up winning to take a 2-0 lead in that series.
Robert
Reed,
Reed.
29 points. He's been starting in the backcourt. The Lakers, with another blowout over San Antonio, have a 2-0
God
lead.
damn, they
Magic
kicked their
Johnson
ass.
with a superb game. Atlanta, 2-0
That's
over
a high
Detroit,
scoring
winning
game
for the
right
second
there.
straight time on their home court. Dominique Wilkins, 50 points. But when was the last time you ever
Yeah,
saw
80s had some
a
high-scoring
5'5"
games.
player? Talking about Spud Webb called for goaltending. And here's what happened in the waning seconds of the game. Spud Webb, the slam dunk champion,
insane.
called for goaltending. And the Atlanta Hawks
Y'all
have a
understand,
2-0
bro, this
lead.
nigga like
Pretty good all-around
5'4".
game for Spud Webb as well.
Yo, that's crazy. 19
We're
points,
going to see
18
some good
assists.
offensive rebounding by the Celtics. Bird gets free there, but the shot left is no good. But watch McHale come along that baseline and just outposition Corzine. And then they hang tough. Parrish, Oakley turned them loose. And the Celtics are smart enough that if you don't block them out, they'll keep coming on the glass.
Sidney Green has come into the ball game for the Chicago Bulls, replacing Charles Oakley, who's gone out with 3 personal
It's
fouls.
amazing that the rebounds
Green
are
was
kind of
having a
even.
better year and then went into a slump. Has
Considering
had 10
Boston
nights
has
on
a
the
better front
and,
court.
From what was the MVP of the Bulls at midseason, according to Allback, has been struggling lately.
I think they need a big game from Sidney Green.
He'll be guarding Robert Parrish.
Good shot.
Plays it well.
Brick. No
And
good.
Woolridge gets the rebound. Green would not
Good
let
rebound
Parrish
by
go
Woolridge.
baseline. And now the Chicago Bulls with the ball in a 5-point lead.
Sid Green's got the speed and the mobility to give Parrish problems.
And he can hit outside too if you need that. Kyle Macy looking inside. There's Sidney Green.
Sidney Green with the brick.
Ball, and
Danny Ainge picks it up.
scrappy as he is, comes down with it with 4.5
Gets it to
minutes
Bird.
play.
Birdman.
Larry Bird goes for a three-point.
Brick.
Johnson is there. And
DJ,
Dennis Johnson goes up.
no good.
Hale knocks it away, and it's Chicago ball. Dennis Johnson can't believe he wasn't fouled on that play.
Gives some good looks, doesn't he?
Larry Bird, by the way, is 0 for 3 shooting and has not scored yet. Michael Jordan has 8 points and is the game-high scorer.
Okay, Michael
Going
Jordan
baseline.
going to the rack.
Michael Jordan, the basket good and a foul. Fantastic quickness going to the baseline.
They sure got and sent him to his left. Watch him come to his left. Dennis Johnson saying, you can have the baseline now.
Tongue
Hoping
out.
that Parrish will be able to get in there and at least intimidate him, but he didn't move quick enough.
Bill Walton is making an early entrance, and Parrish, who committed the first
It must be
foul,
nice
will have
having
the
another
ball
Hall
game.
of Famer
But
come
here's
off the
Bill
bench.
Walton.
This shit's
A
crazy.
very key acquisition for the Celtics at 33
Team was
years
stacked,
of age.
man.
From the LA Clippers, Cedric Maxwell comes into the ball game with 4:15 now remaining in the first period.
This lead by the Bulls is a much more solid lead today than it was.
Bird. Bird missed a point blank layup. Damn, Bird.
Walton's one of the best big man passers in the game.
There go Jordan
Good
bringing the
defender
ball up the
and
court.
rebound. But meanwhile, Chicago can open it up to a 10-point lead if they can score here. Corzine against Bird, takes it inside.
Give me that.
McHale
McHale
with the
gets the
as
rebound.
Green fails on the tip-in.
Celtics
I think Kevin
defense
McHale's become overrated throughout the years, too,
They're
man.
forced to play more
dude
one-on-one
was
defense,
amazing.
though, in this game than they were in the open.
I have a good advantage. Corzine being
Ooh.
guarded by Bird in the low post.
Okay.
Still Boston ball. They didn't score, but a good pass here with Walt McKee.
Boy, you're gonna
Bird
see
is a
that.
genius
Comes to
at
the
basketball,
low
yo.
push by Bird, loses his man, wide open now.
Using
Tough
subtle
shot.
moves to try and get open. Every move he
Celtics
makes
turn it
because he
over
lacks
again, and they're
athleticism
ragged right now.
is
The opening
quick,
moments,
fluid, and has a
3:31 to go in the
purpose,
first
yo.
period. The Washington Bullets have an early lead over the Philadelphia 76ers.
It just ain't worked that
Playing again
time,
without
but
Moses Malone.
Bird is real
Keep you
smooth.
posted on that game. Jordan goes up, ball slapped away.
Give me that.
Jordan winds up with it and draws the foul.
Where we found
Playing
that?
Michael Jordan one-on-one
Oh, let me
is
see.
We'll keep you posted on that game. Jordan goes up, ball slapped away, but Jordan
Okay.
winds up with it
Okay,
and
got
draws
him
the
on the
foul.
wrist.
playing Michael Jordan one-on-one is, for a guy like Dennis Johnson, who's a great defensive player, it's very difficult because Jordan's got the speed advantage, the quick step.
You can't play Jordan one-on-one. Let's just get that out of the way.
And Dennis Johnson that time tried to force him to his left just a little bit too much room for him to get to the hoop.
Walton committed
Young
the foul,
Jordan.
his first, and here's Michael Jordan, Rookie of the Year last year, and led his team in virtually every category, including rebound. And a 10-point lead for the Chicago Bulls. And the crowd getting a bit antsy here. They're not used to the Celtics trailing.
There's no pace to the game for the Celtics. The Bulls have got them in dance tempo.
Knocked away. Jordan.
There we go.
Woolridge. Ainge is back.
Good pass.
Woolridge goes up and into the foul. The only thing Danny Ainge could do. And it'll be a two-shot foul. The Celtics with the turnover. Unlikely for that team against Chicago. Foul was on Ainge, and Orlando Woolridge will go to the line and shoot a game.
Well, that was off a steal. By getting him out on the wing, they have a speed advantage there for fast break basketball. Bird, he's guarding
Good.
Bird, and by the time McHale gets up to get him, he could be well up the court if they push the ball up the floor, the Bulls.
Woolridge in his fifth year scored 25 points in
Brick.
the first game, but didn't get underway much early. Right now he has 6 points. 1 out of 2 for Woolridge. It's 25-14. The Bulls by 11. Under 3 minutes to play in the opening period.
Good pass.
Johnson.
Cash.
Dennis Johnson.
Celtics have to hit some of those outside shots to open up the inside game for McHale.
Hey, back then outside shots was mid-range. It was so long too.
Walton and Bird.
That's
He's
crazy.
not scored yet.
Cash.
Woolridge outside. 8
Cash.
points now. for
Tell you, man, Orlando
First
was
time
nice,
this year,
man.
Shot under 50%.
Oh, nobody on Danny Ainge. Good pass.
Open again is Dennis Johnson. Jordan picks him up.
Oh, get that shit out of here.
Called a foul as Dennis Johnson hits the parquet as hard as you could want. And a timeout is called. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the opening period. The foul is on Sidney Green.
They ain't calling on Jordan. Jordan smacked the shit out of that.
First thing the Celtics want to do is not let Michael Jordan get a direct.
That's too
line
easy.
of
Look at that
penetration
straight
down
line
the lane.
drive, bro.
They want
That's
to try
way
and
too easy.
angle him off the hoop a little bit so that he doesn't
Yeah, you
have
gotta
an easy
angle him.
shot to the basket. These two
Force
men
the cross
are
to
going
help.
to try and cut down on that penetration, even on the angle up. But you see what happens here. Jordan is so good. A little move, and quickly he gets by Dennis Johnson. There's Bird stepping in. He loses the ball,
Yeah.
but the rest
He had a lot of space to get to the basket, but once he got to the basket, they stacked that shit.
are able to pick it up off the floor. So
That shit
you
was
have
brutal.
to go out and stop him and still worry about the big guys picking the ball off the glass.
One of the best scoring performances against the Celtics occurred in Game 1 of this series. Boston won.
And Jordan was in his
123
second year
to
out of
104.
college.
Keep in mind that the 104 points they allowed.
But he was only in year two when he
exactly
did that.
what their season's defensive average was. So they were not at all disturbed over that.
Yeah, he had 13 already? Shit.
On the line is Dennis
But he
Johnson.
was super aggressive though. He was taking a lot of shots too.
The Celtics have not played the pace game that they normally do. Push it at you, push it at you. It's important to the Celtics big men.
Why?
Because
R.I.P. Dennis
if they get
Johnson,
up the
man.
court, the double teams
One of the
do not
all-time greats.
develop that quick.
Why haven't they?
They're not pacing the ball up the floor. They're walking it up or three-quarters.
This is what it's about, y'all. It's
They
about
gotta
history,
really make a
man.
concerted effort to push it hard at the defense.
Shooting so far
Danny
this
Ainge,
game,
half court
Chicago
press.
55%. One time they beat the Celtics, they shot over 50%.
Okay,
It was
get
the
into
only
the
time
paint.
they did
One-on-one.
against
There you
Boston.
go.
Going inside is Sidney
Brick.
Green.
No good.
That's the kind of shot he has to take, even though that went off. And Walton gets the rebound.
Yeah, you gotta
2 minutes
take
to
that.
go in the first period.
Sidney Green had a game here earlier in the year where he dominated the low post against the Celtics.
Under 2 minutes, 9 on the shot clock. They go into McHale. Guarded by
Good move
Corzine.
by Kevin McHale, the master in the
16
post.
leading scorer in the league and the 5th best shooter in the NBA. And he hit 10 of 11 against the Bulls. in
Kevin
Game 1.
McHale always reminded me of Frankenstein for whatever reason.
Ulrich against McHale. Gets
Oh, give me that
ball.
shit.
Quickly back to
Give me that
McHale.
shit.
Jordan picks up
Give me
the
that.
ball and takes the ball away from him. That was a pickpocket
MJ.
move if there ever was one. And
Hey.
Jordan goes down. And the blocking foul against the Celtics. And the crowd won't agree.
Well,
That was a
McHale
foul.
has
I don't know why they
business putting
booing.
it on the floor against a quick
Give me
player
that
like
shit.
Michael Jordan. A big guy dribbling, it's too high, easy for
Huge
a
ass
small man to
hands,
pick
bro.
it off. And up he comes. Anytime he
Wearing
gets
the
a chance
Jordan
to
ones.
bring it up and get it into the painted area, it's going to cause problems for the
There
Celtics.
We talked about Walton. Here's the other key man, Jerry Seasting. With Johnson coming out of the ball game, Seasting has given the Celtics that reliable outside shot. 57% shooter from the field. Jerry Seasting, formerly of the Indiana Pacers. There is Gene
Jerry
Banks into the
Seasting
ball
looked like
game.
somebody's
Defensive
dad
stopper in
out
need.
there at a
Just
PTA
maybe guarding
meeting.
Larry Bird, 6'8".
like he just left the PTA meeting and put on a jersey.
San Antonio Spur. In fact, there are 4 former Spurs on the Chicago Bulls.
Gene Banks has really got his hands full, but he's got the intelligence to try and take that half
Right, here
win
comes Danny Ainge.
advantage that Bird
Get
counts
the
on
Bird in
away
the
from
post. Bird going to work one-on-one. Hey, damn, Bird.
Walton is there for the easy basket. The ball was there for someone to grab, and it was Bill Walton, who has 2 fouls and 2 points so far. Seasting is guarding Macy. I wouldn't be surprised if George Gervin comes in.
Okay, here go Kyle Macy.
Macy has not scored yet. The only
Kyle Macy wasn't really doing too
Corzine
much
in
of
and
shit
out.
back then,
Walton
did
the
he?
rebound, and now they're going to call the foul, and Banks and Bird look at each other, and it looks like Banks was hit.
22nd timeout. There's some banging going on there. Corzine shot, but watch Bird.
Bird.
A little more swinging. Shall we dance?
Let's get ready to rumble.
No dance. We'll have a timeout. Larry Bird, who hit Gene Banks in the head, is
That's one thing. You couldn't be a hoe playing back
Celtics
then.
have been
You had to be a
over the
real
limit.
man.
And that's what Larry Bird has done. 0 for 5 from the field at this point. Dick Stockton and Tom Heinsohn here at Boston Garden. We'll be hearing from Pat O'Brien later at the half. This is game 2 of our best of 5, first round. The NBA playoffs in the first weekend, and the Chicago Bulls lead the Boston Celtics
Bulls up 8.
29-21 with 57 seconds to go in the first period. Keep in mind, the Bulls playing, I guess, a different kind of game, also had a lead of 12 points early against the Celtics before they turned it on in Game 1.
But the fact that they're all involved, Dick, is going to make them a lot more confident basketball team. This lead is a substantial lead as compared to the previous
Legendary
ball game where it was
Casey
produced
Jones.
primarily by Jordan's good play.
They're looking at Larry Bird's right hand. And on the line is
Larry
Gene
Bird was
Banks.
smacking niggas, dog.
Banks, along with Corzine, John Paxson, and George Gervin are all former San
Yo, them
Antonio
Celtics
Spurs.
warm-ups go hard, bro. They gotta bring them
Right
shit back.
index finger on Bird. That's going to really affect him. He had that broken finger, and it's caused him lots of shooting problems.
Mike Spreck, a rookie from Canisius,
Brick.
Buffalo, New York, comes into the ball game. He's a 7-footer. Banks misses 2 free throws, and Corzine goes out of the ball game. He scores 2 points.
And he had
And
lots of
Danny
good
Ainge.
shooting opportunities that didn't pay off.
Scott Wedman comes in for Larry Bird, guarded by Banks. Seasting off the
Seasting.
screen. They go
Good
low
to
down
the
to McHale.
McHale-ster.
Kevin McHale has 10 points. He's the leading scorer for the Celtics.
This is the unit that Casey Jones counts on to either produce a lead or create tempo.
This is the green team. They didn't really have defined roles when the Celtics had their problems around Christmas.
All right, get it though.
That was the Christmas
MJ.
massacre, but
Cash.
troops are back.
Jordan from the corner, and now the Celtics playing for the last shot, trailing by 8 points, 31-23.
Guarding them way out
Back
there.
at the key,
Put a little
turnaround
bit
of
of
the
pressure
Celtics
on
season,
them,
it would be that time
making them adjust this game.
bench gel. And that'll be a Chicago foul.
Because Danny Ainge was just casually bringing the ball up the floor. You got to put a little bit of pressure on him and make a decision.
Now by Ray Melchiori.
I don't know what finger it is, Dick, but he broke that index finger playing softball his senior year in college, and it's troublesome enough for him to shoot. It's amazing to me
Bird,
that he
one of the
shoots so well
toughest
from the
competitors
outside with that
in
finger.
NBA
It looks
history,
like a
man.
crooked road with a detour.
Sidney Green with a second foul. As long as that crooked road leads
McHale
to the
still-
NBA Finals, that's all.
Cash, lace.
By the way, Bird finally did rid himself of those back and elbow problems this year. He started out
27
shooting well
to
under
10.
45%, and then got hot
Lace.
in the latter stages of the year. McHale's
All right, full
free
court
throws,
press.
31
Here we
to
go.
25, 6 seconds to go. Banks
Uh-huh.
has Walton on his back. Macy shot
Yep.
at the buzzer.
Cash.
Good. The basket counts, and the Chicago Bulls, who lost 52 games this year, have taken a 33-25 lead, and Larry Bird has yet to score a point in Game 2 of this best-of-5 series.
Yeah, Larry started out struggling. Look at these graphics. This is some old ass shit right here. But it's classic. It's vintage. It puts you in the era. It puts you in the movie.
Chicago has an 8-point lead as we start the second period, but this was a key play as far as Larry Bird and the Celtics go.
Well, that's the penalty you pay. Larry
Bird
Bird
said,
is
"Ah,
a team
fuck,
defender. Good
nigga."
pick. And
And
Bird
then he
tries to
smacked
fight
that
his
nigga.
way
Man,
through it.
come on.
Doing that hurts his hand, and you can see already.
Yeah, he got
he's looking at
frustrated.
That right hand, and it ended up in
He got frustrated.
last 2 fingers. Now he gets a little angry and goes at Banks, which I don't think was quite fair. Because
pulled
Banks
the
was
jersey.
really played good offense that time. Now you see,
Well,
like
Banks
the
whacked him
last 2
too, so.
fingers.
Smaller tape, I think Ray
Bird ain't gonna be
Melchiori
thinking
put
about all
smaller
that
tape
shit in the moment.
on
Oh,
those last
look.
2 fingers.
Bird ain't gonna be thinking about, oh, great defense. I'm not gonna get mad.
But look at that index finger. He's got a bump on
Fuck
that
all
index
that.
finger. Looks like Mount Everest.
Bird was 0 for 5.
He'll apologize
shooting in
later
the
when
first
he see
period
it on the screen.
and did not score. Keep in mind that Bird was the only player in the NBA this year to finish in the top 10 in 5 of the 8 categories.
That's crazy. That's insane.
And
He's putting
heading
in work.
perhaps for his 3rd consecutive MVP award. Meanwhile, we start the second period and the Bulls lead
Bird's
by 8.
best year.
On that injury, Bird really, as a team defender, backed in, and Banks smartly picked them off so Corzine could get the shot off.
Leading scorers, Jordan for Chicago and McHale for Boston. Dick Stockton and Tom
All right, there
Heinsohn
goes
here for
Jordan
Boston
come off
Guard.
the screen.
Coming around the screen.
There goes
Rick
Jordan.
Carlisle in the game stage.
Rick.
Misses. And here's Walt. Gets it into the
She
hands of the
thing
right
picks
man,
it up.
Seaston. So Carlisle's
Get
in the
money.
game. Rick Carlisle, second year out of Virginia. Good perimeter shooter and a very smart player, although not fast. Wetman gets it into
There we go, Walton.
to Walton, I should say, and a foul call against Mike Spreck. The Celtics do not have much speed in there right now.
Well, this is the fastest unit they have, Dick, to tell you the truth. Wedman at that forward
Yeah, they
spot
got
has
some
more
monsters in the
foot speed than
post,
Bird,
though.
who's about to re-enter the ball game.
They don't
But,
need speed.
This is what they count this team to be, a fast break unit. Bird's going to be in there replacing McHale.
And the one thing about the Celtics is they usually ran,
For the Celtics,
you know?
as quick as they got.
Fooled me.
And it goes Bird trying to go to work, trying to get involved.
Double team.
Good pass.
Walton is fouled. That is a good foul. Michael Jordan commits the foul. One of the things the Bulls wanted to do was to take that foul early when it looked as if the Celtics were going to get an easy 2, and there's an example.
Well, when you double team Bird, you better cut off the guys cutting to the basket, and it was much too late developing.
Mike Smrek, the 7-foot rookie, goes out of the game, and Orlando
They
Woolridge,
can play
who
2
scored 8
minutes.
points in the first period, comes back in. So Sidney Green, Orlando Woolridge.
Well, the tempo of the game may pick up with this unit in for the Bulls now, with Sidney Green being the center and Woolridge at the wing. Maybe they'll turn him loose.
It is a quicker team.
Yes, much. And they'll be playing against the fastest that the Celtics have to offer, and the Bulls still
Hey,
have a
Bill
tremendous
Walton looked like
lead.
Will Ferrell.
I love fast basketball players and fast players.
There you go.
Play. Easy hoops.
But you got to practice it, and there has to be a way of life for a team.
That's what Stan Holbeck said.
Oh, they pressuring
They
them.
just weren't together long enough to get it
There you
down.
go.
They started off fast breaking, but weren't able to continue.
Ah.
Woolridge's shot misses. And Stan Albeck was looking for interference and a goaltend call against Walton. Instead, the Celtics have the ball. We have a minute
Half-court
going
press.
by in the second period, and it's a 6-point Chicago lead at 33-27.
Get it to the big man.
Walton guarded by Green.
Walton, a good
Green gives
post
ground,
playmaker.
and Walton
And
takes
see,
the shot.
there's a reason why they got the ball to Walton at the by the free throw line, because he's a good playmaker. You know, Walton, one of the greatest passing big men ever as well.
Sidney Green the rebound. Out to Gene Banks.
I say, go, Walton. If you're going to kill us from out there, be my guest.
Wedman is on Banks. Banks goes up.
Mhm.
Walton another
No
rebound.
good.
Walton has 7 rebounds.
All right.
Coming off the bench
Celtics
today.
pushing the pace.
Carlisle guarded
Get
by
it to
Jordan.
Bird. Let Bird go to work. That's enough. Oh, hey.
Woolridge. Wedman
Pass.
from outside. Scott Wedman, who is a starter when Kevin McHale was out of action with his Achilles injury, had an 11-3 record as a starter with the Celtics.
That was great rotation defense that time by the Bulls
Good pressure
with Michael
defense.
Jordan, and yet Whitman, the quick shooter, still got an easy shot off.
Kyle Macy ceased it.
There you go. 1-on-1.
George Gervin gets off the
Let's
bench.
get
He'll come
money.
in for the first
Gives it
time.
up.
Green working against Walton goes in.
Sidney Green, no good.
Walton with another rebound. His
Walton snatched that board. Good pass. Good travel. Yep.
Carlisle. You don't often see that.
I seen that
From the men
shit.
in white and green. Sidney Green. And
Man,
George
Bird off
Gervin
his
will be
game
coming
so
into the ball
far.
game for the Chicago Bulls, who still lead, but now it's 4. Take a look at the Western Conference first round. Also
Boy,
this
Magic
Chicago
ain't playing with them
lead
niggas.
2-0. So does Houston. Dallas and Denver have a 1-0 lead in their respective series.
Magic won't play
Utah
with them
plays
niggas at
Dallas
all.
tonight, and a couple of key performers. Mark McGuire with back spasms is questionable for the Dallas Mavericks. Adrian Dantley will not play for the second straight time for the Utah Jazz.
Well, I think Dantley is as important to his ball club as Aguirre is to his, so they might cancel each other out. But if either one of them is able to play, that's going to give his team a tremendous advantage.
Facts.
Right in the middle there is number 8, George Gervin, who will be 34
Oh,
years of
Iceman.
age a week from today.
Ice.
14th year, but his first with Chicago. Played, of
One of the
course, in San
smoothest
Antonio,
scorers of all
the
time,
7th
that finger
all-time
roll coming
leading
down the
scorer
lane.
with over 26,500 points.
Yes, sir.
All-time playoff scoring average is
And I don't think they mention him enough as one of the greatest shooting guards of all time. They don't mention him enough. They act like he don't exist, really. They barely talk about him.
behind Jerry.
And then they wonder why the younger fans are uneducated, because they don't ever bring it up on all these debate shows and all these basketball talk. They never talk about the Iceman.
So George Gervin, who's really had to make a
crazy.
traumatic
Don't make no
adjustment
damn
going from
sense.
San Antonio to Chicago, coming off the bench here.
playing a lot less minutes, but he's always been great in the low post.
And I know these young kids don't care about the Iceman, but you gotta make them care. You gotta teach them so that they can have some respect for what he accomplished. Good move by Gene Banks.
That is the best of Gene Banks, under control.
Good shit.
We're gonna look for more isolation plays.
Get the ball to the post, get it to Bird. Bird been playing like shit.
Right now, Michael Jordan is on the bench, and we have an illegal defense call against Chicago.
Okay, so let's go back and look at that illegal defense. Okay, so here goes Bill Walton's man coming to trap. That's what it is. See, and he's not anywhere near his man. Then you have, I think that's Sheasting. Who is that?
Right.
Or Whitman. Whitman on the opposite side.
Now, Michael
His
Jordan
man is
on the
nowhere in
bench, and we
position
have
either.
an illegal defense call against Chicago.
They had three guys pass that imaginary line down the middle of the foul line, Lee. It took them a while to call it illegal defense. Bird saw it.
9.5 minutes to go in the first
There you go.
half.
Great. I think he got shoved like a motherfucker.
And the foul against Chicago.
Oh.
Dennis
It
Johnson.
remind me of NBA Jam when you get pushed.
It's back in the game for the Celtics.
Hey, that's from all my old school dudes right there.
And Rick
NBA
Carlisle
Jam.
is there.
If the Bulls can get George Gervin going,
Y'all go against Karl Malone.
get
Karl
those
Malone pushing
nice
you, following you up the
fingers
court.
I mean, he turns to white heat when he's really firing away.
Shot 47%, the lowest of his career this season.
Because of less minutes.
Banks it.
There you go. Bird get easy points.
Larry
He
Bird
needed
with his
that.
first points of the game, and it comes with 9 minutes and 12 seconds remaining.
That's
in
a
the
long
first
ass
half,
stretch
and
without
the
scoring.
Chicago Bulls cling to that 4-point lead. They had it up to 11. The only lead Boston had was the first points of the game.
Without
There you
Jordan
go.
in the game, they've got to find a guy they can give the ball to and count on him to get him a couple of
Maybe
points.
Orlando.
Going in. Crashing the boards and a good play inside.
Give it to Orlando.
Sidney Green,
Let him
Sidney
get off.
Green with his first basket.
He is really great at crashing the board if you don't block him out on a penetration move.
Bird.
Bird or Woolridge.
And see, that's all he needed. That little look from basketball, they teach you to when you're struggling, go inside, then work your way out. So all a scorer needs is to see the ball go through the net. And Bird's activated now.
Maybe getting hot now.
He activated now.
He got a layup. Maybe that's all he needed. And now the outside shot. And it's a 4-point, 37-33 affair. John Paxson getting off the bench for the Chicago Bulls. Coming in to replace Macy, perhaps. Banks.
Oh,
Finally
Cash.
fighting with 7
Good
seconds
shot.
on the shot. And Gene Banks with his second basket. And it's up to 6 once more.
They certainly were looking to get it to Gervin.
hey,
that
give
time
it
to
to
the point
Bird.
where
Get back to Bird.
fell
Let him go to work.
off. Banks the shot.
Brick.
2 straight. Misses that shot. Banks has the rebound. Forcing the action. The Bulls running a lot more than they had. They can run it all really in game 1. Macy controlling, guarded by Cecil.
Yeah,
Here's Woolridge.
Woolridge.
And
Oh,
then there's
woo.
Sidney Green on the weak side. Jordan remains on the bench, shaking his head, and the Chicago Bulls
Yeah,
have
that dunk was nice.
Cecil. Here's Woolridge.
That's it. Ha!
And there's Sidney Green on the weak side. Jordan remains on the bench, shaking his head, and the Chicago Bulls have raised their lead to 8 with Jordan sitting.
I tell you, Walton retreated to stop any kind of penetration. Forgot about Sidney Green. You can't do that with Sidney Green. He'll kill you on the glass. Watch Sidney Green come swooping in. Walton's got him, forgets where he is, going for the rebound himself, and there's Green, the great leaper, right behind him with a
Yeah, he got
more
up
than
on
an
that shit.
elbow of leaping ability above Walton.
There we go. Mikhail going to work. He don't see nobody else? That's
Parrish
it.
is back for the Celtics. Parrish over the top commits the loose ball foul. Orlando Woolridge, who committed that last personal, was fouled by Parrish. Second foul on Parrish. So right now, Chicago has John Paxson, almost a carbon copy of Kyle Macy, perhaps a little stronger and quicker in the backcourt.
And
4
better.
teams in, Banks, Woolridge, and Gervin. Jordan still on the bench. Woolridge.
There it is. Oh, Brick. They are all ice.
Into the hands of Dennis Johnson. And a Chicago foul, and there's another good foul for Chicago because that was a 3-on-1 break for Boston.
And John
Can't do that in
Paxson
today's
against some big
game.
guys
That'd be
that were
free
gonna
throw.
swoop in. I'm amazed that Sidney Green came out of that ball game right now because he was giving them that second effort at producing some solid points.
2 shots for Dennis Johnson. The foul was on Banks.
Oh, they did get free throws.
Talking
Okay.
about getting Sidney Green his head back into the game and feeling good about himself. Boy made 2 great moves and back on the
Well,
bench.
keep in mind he has tendonitis of the knee, and that may be a factor in this thing. And so they got some
That
good
sucks.
moments from Green.
Tendonitis in the
We'll
knee?
see when
That
he
shit
comes back.
sucks.
That's the other side.
But the bigger Billy that time didn't
I ain't
look
been
like
through
he
that
was thinking about his
personally,
tendonitis.
but I've seen people go through that shit. That shit sucks.
Didn't look like he was thinking about anything but winning this game.
That's right.
7 minutes to go in the first half. 41-34 in favor of Chicago.
There you go.
Durbin,
Oh, ice.
Woolridge inside.
Woolridge, strong move. Nothing there though.
They couldn't burn. Bonding
No
it well.
dice.
McHale comes down with the ball into the hands of Dennis Johnson.
Damn,
Tries to
Dennis.
draw the foul. Harris sees Dennis Johnson open. Doesn't go that
They
way.
calm it down, get it to the legend.
Bird, pick and roll, decides to go strong.
Good move by Larry Legend.
Don't just let him swoop through there, the Bulls.
And it's a 5-point Chicago lead with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first half and a 20-second timeout called by Chicago.
A little fake pick and roll. That creates a little problem, but watch, they allow Bird to just
That's
swoop
too
in.
easy.
They never cut off his penetration. Corzine trying to maintain
That's too
contact
easy.
with McHale.
He ain't
Didn't
missing
get
that
quick
close.
enough.
Not too often, anyways. He's been missing this game, but not too often.
6:20 to go in the first half, and the Chicago Bulls, who have led all the way except for the first points of the ball game. Speaking about a close game at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Washington Bullets are tied with the 76ers at 35. They're in the second
Bullets.
period, and Washington leads 1-0.
Sometimes when you're watching these old
Michael
school
Jordan
games,
has
you're
been
like,
on
the
bench
Bullets,
the last
Bullets,
4
Bullets.
minutes, and the Bulls
The thing about the
have
Bullets,
forced
you're
one
like,
back.
oh, okay, they're not the Wizards. It's just, it puts you back during that time, man. It's been a long time since they've been called the Bullets. You know, politics shit.
Parrish and the Boston foul, and will be their second team foul. Jordan has played only 2 minutes this period. He scored all his 17 points in the opening 12, and he's getting a lot of rest, but as long as the Bulls are playing the way they're playing, they can give Jordan some of that rest. Parrish commits his 3rd personal foul. Walton played considerably and performed well off the bench so far.
Trying to
Look at
isolate
McHale.
Durbin on one side, but Woolridge
He almost got his ankles. Oh, get that shit out of here.
Banks picks it up.
Good pass.
Early nervous, Corzine.
Cash.
And Dave Corzine hits from the corner. By the way, Woolridge has missed his last 6-7 shots now in the game, so he may not be the guy to put.
He's taking some god-awful shots, Dick. The penetration, he should be kicking it out to guys like Corzine who can hit that outside shot, use him as a
Yeah,
decoy.
McHale.
McHale
Oh,
over Corzine.
great.
Harris.
Good rebound.
He's alive for Boston.
Bird.
Tries to fake
Good
Bird.
pass.
Seaston takes off.
Woo.
That's why they acquired him from Indiana. Jerry Seaston. And it's 43-38 Chicago, and Michael Jordan will be coming
That's a
back
good
in the game in
pass.
a moment. And Bill Walton for Boston. Paxson controlling with 13 on the shot clock. Banks. Rebound, Parrish.
Bird was nowhere to be seen on Banks.
Larry Legend. Ain't nobody guarding his
The
ass.
basket good and a foul. And Walton comes back for the Celtics, and Michael Jordan checks in for the Chicago Bulls.
Push the ball up the court, good things happen. Nice outlet pass, it gets up reasonably, and Seaston loves the fast break. Back to Dennis in the middle.
Yeah, he
And
completely
before the
turns his
defense
back
is
to
even
Bird.
alert, the Celtics
You can't do
lose
that.
The 4th man up the court, no defender there.
Jordan comes in replacing George Gervin, who I don't believe even attempted a shot in the time he was in.
Jordan looking like Jimmy Butler's dad.
3-point play with 5 minutes to go. Cuts the Bulls lead to 2.
Well, that's a terrible thing. A guy like George Gervin with all the playoff experience and the great offensive
All right, here you
ability,
go. Here you go.
to get a shot off while he's
Oh,
in
good
there.
pass.
He's a weapon.
Bird guarding Banks.
Hey, damn.
Rainbow shot. Misses. Paxson. Safety man. Intercepts. Into Banks. Good spin move by Walton.
Damn.
And Walton's, or they said bank stepped on the line.
Good block.
It's going to be Boston ball. So Bill Walton playing a major role off the bench. And Sidney Green, who played 11 minutes, coming back in the ball game for Chicago. And the crowd is up as the Celtics are tied here. And they do. No. Foul before the shot.
Gene Banks is really having his problems offensively and defensively. I think he's talking to himself and making this game much more difficult than it has to be. Taking some bad shots. Last time he had Walton in a low post. Whenever he thinks that's a mismatch in his favor, he got to go back to the scoring, back to the playbook, because there's no way.
Yeah, that nigga blocking that shit.
To the hoop in the low post.
They got some shot blockers down
He
low.
scored 4 points, and Larry Bird can tie the game. We have had 5 ties
Yo, that's
early
crazy.
on before Chicago
24-9.
moved out in front and led by as many as 11.
Woo! Brick.
It's the first tie since we were knotted up for 10 apiece. Chicago led 33-25.
Oh, backdoor.
Ball knocked away. It's still Chicago.
Bird forced to guard Sidney Green. That might be a good matchup for the Wolves to go to.
Dennis Johnson on Jordan. Back on MJ. MJ, whoop, stutter step. Hey! Mid-range.
That's what the Celtics do so well. They pick on people. The Bulls are not picking on people here in the first half.
They don't have that many weapons, although if they go to a quick team, that may be their answer.
Great.
Ceasley misses. Woolridge the rebound. Chicago does have a quickness edge on the Celtics generally down the roster.
Not used it that effectively.
Jordan.
Other than
The pick, gets the pick, gets the mismatch. Keep going to attack.
Baseline, defended
Jordan,
by
no good.
Out of bounds, Celtics ball, and Jordan shows a little frustration.
Hey,
Johnson over Jordan.
Brick.
Sidney Green the rebound. 3:15 to go.
Jordan with good pass. Good pass.
And that looked like a Celtics play.
When he gets in the paint, remember, try and angle him off. He gets everybody looking because their concern is him, and he has become alert himself as a decoy for somebody to slip behind the defenders who have lost their attention. And Woolridge was smart at that time to get open.
Interestingly enough, Walton with the foul, his third. So the 2 Celtic centers, Parrish and Walton, each are burdened with 3 personal fouls right now. Parrish on the bench. 48-43 in favor of Chicago, winding down to 3 minutes to go in the half. Danny Ainge will return, and Jerry Seasling goes out for the Celtics. And we'll have a timeout ourselves with just 1 second, less than 3 minutes to go in the half. Celtics inbounding, and Larry Bird. What's the story with Bird today? How are the Bulls playing?
Bird said that his prime function, he thought, was to
I don't think it's the
develop
Bulls'
inside
defense
game
bothering
for the
him. I
others
think
and
he's just
not to
missing
look
an
for
easy
the shot.
basket.
The Bulls are also getting
He's just
out
off.
there and challenging him on his outside shot.
Damn.
Hale draws the foul.
He got
Looks
whacked.
like he hit his head. McHale scored all his 12 points in the first period. He has none this quarter. Larry Bird has all of his 11 this quarter.
Let's see what
Look at
happens
MJ.
here. He gets sandwiched.
Wow.
Somebody comes over and actually
Somebody else,
looked like
MJ.
he got a little whiplash or
He
a
gave him
elbow
that
on the
Macho
forehead.
Man Randy Savage. Bionic elbow.
Dave Corzine commits his third foul. Oakley and Corzine each with 3. So McHale trying to get the cobwebs out. Want to remind you that you're watching the second game of a best-of-5 first-round NBA.
That would
playoff.
probably be a
Boston
fake.
Guard.
No, that wouldn't probably. That would be a flagrant foul today.
Boston Celtics with the best record in the league and a 41-1
Look.
record. The Garden this year.
The Kelsey and
trailing
Birds
right
and
now,
shit.
48-43 and 2:56 to go in the first half. Foul Story. Parrish and Walton, the 2 Celtic centers, have 3, and Oakley Corzine also.
He bleeding too.
Size
I
must
bust.
have, too. Was a nice little elbow he got there.
Chicago had scored 5 in a row to break a 43 all-time
They
before
go
the free
Jordan come
throw.
up the curl.
13 on the shot clock, Jordan.
Good pass.
Inside to Woolridge. Spins
Good
around.
move by Orlando.
Great move by Orlando Woolridge. And keep in mind, he's had a knee problem and a sprained wrist, but he showed no effects of it there.
They played a little 2-on-2 basketball, and that freed up
That's a good
Woolridge.
move.
He was Dennis Johnson ended up on him originally. McHale has been trying to guard him, but when you do stuff like that, the Celtics switch a lot. You got to look for the advantage on a mismatch. They finally got to it.
Foul was on McHale, his second. It's 50-44, 2.5 minutes to play in the opening half. Chicago leading. And they've led.
Bird, ooh, good move.
Bird Maxson gets out.
Oh, hey.
Tipped in the air.
Damn, couldn't get it. Couldn't get it.
Walton.
There it is.
McHale in the corner.
Oh, good rebound.
His way.
Uh-huh.
Bird.
Pass.
Inside to McHale.
Good pass.
Celtic passing at its very best, and it's a 4-point Chicago lead. 2 minutes to go in the half.
You know, the guard's patience of the Celtics to find that good matchup is what really makes this team click.
Jordan controlling
There
against
go Mike,
Dennis Johnson
one-on-one.
when they isolate him.
Uh-huh. Great.
Misses it all. Save though. Green.
Woo.
The Bulls did everything but
Bird,
score
good
in that
pass.
sequence. Bird.
Oh. Here's the bird.
Whistle.
No good.
And a 3-second violation called against Boston. And even Stan Albeck's enjoying this first half.
And he
That's good
makes
recovery
one great
defense, too.
steal here, goes up high.
Look at Orlando.
That's a great athletic
Trying to get that shit.
skill there to take it away from a bigger man.
4-point lead for Chicago. Sidney Green is up on high, setting a screen. Johnson trying to fight through it on a switch.
There you
Bird
go.
guards Jordan, and Jordan
Good
gets the
move.
jumper anyway. Michael
That's a
Jordan,
tough jumper.
21 points, and it's 52-46 Bulls. Looking inside to McHale, nothing doing. Corzine
Uh-oh, the three.
Dennis Johnson
Brick.
misses the three. Walton, though,
Damn, couldn't get it.
with under a
There go
minute to
Mike.
go, and the ball bouncing into the hands of the
Good
Bulls.
pass.
Corzine.
Good
Inside
pass.
to Paxson. Paxson gets the
In
basket,
too
and
deep.
now the Chicago Bulls have opened it up 54-46, and they have been the strong team down the stretch in this quarter.
They played good push-up basketball that time. Some of the Celtics big people didn't get back.
Post work. Post work.
Draws the foul.
And McHale taking some punishment.
Stan Albeck made comments after game one that
He
he
doing
got
the work.
less of a break from the officials, and that the Celtics were able to use mayhem, to say the least, inside. Of course, Casey Jones said, well, if they're playing a physical game, what do you expect? They should commit most of the fouls. In any event, Corzine has number 4.
When I used to be a coach, I used to use rhetoric like that too. It's like a coach's book for coming into the Boston Garden on how to get officials on your side.
There it is.
Not just the Boston Garden, but anytime you're on the road.
Doesn't seem to help much here, looking at the record of the Celtics this year. You can see
That man got blood all
on
over
the
his jersey and
Devin
shit.
McHale from that cut up high. Hits the free throws.
Surprised they ain't making clean that shit
seconds to
off.
go. Chicago leading by 6. And they'll call the foul on Ainge. Second foul, but that will put the Celtics into the penalty. And so John Paxson will shoot 2.
That was kind of a chicken foul. It looked more like Paxson fell down and Ainge fouled him.
Paxson, of course, comes from a great bloodline of basketball people. Of course, he must have played against his dad,
Certainly did. Great player.
with the Lakers and the Royals, and his brother, of course, Jim, is with the Portland Trailblazers.
They want this man
Jim
here
Paxson was
to
good,
shoot
too.
more. They want him to get that outside shot going. They feel he can push it up the floor better than even Kyle Mason.
34 seconds to go. 8-point lead for Chicago. Their
There we
biggest
go.
lead was 11. Ainge taking
Ainge.
it all. Bird tipping. Walton gets it in. And Bill Walton with 6 points in the ball game and 13 rebounds has been the key center.
Damn, off the bench, that's pretty good.
Celtics used some great stuff on the offensive boards on those fast breaks. That penetration.
Their
rate
size
that
is
Ainge
crazy.
had, even though he missed it, he produced the 2 points for the team.
6 on the
There
shot
go Jordan,
clock, so there's a
Jordan Wolf.
3-second differential. Jordan with
Mike
a fake
hanging.
shot and draws the foul. Dennis Johnson, beside himself with frustration after that, did not agree with it. That's
That was
his
the last
first
second
personal
whistle
foul.
too.
Michael
I'd be
Jordan
mad,
keeps
too.
you going to the right. You have to lean across him and bring your hand down, and that's when the official will normally call the foul.
Mike Tebow, who is one of the assistant coaches with Chicago, said about Jordan, he's got the jump shot ability of a Jerry West and the ability to go to the hoop of a Julius Erving.
That's high praise right there. The Jerry West jump shot was pure.
Foul with 3 seconds to go, and now it's Michael Jordan who is complaining. There is Mike Tebow kneeling down. Actually, Tebow is not on the bench. He must be upstairs sending in plays from the top. The foul. Sidney Green gets called with his 3rd personal foul. Corzine has 4. Oakley and Green 3 for Chicago. Parrish and Walton each with 3 for Boston.
Easy
Both have
points.
played as well as they can play. And the Celtics really
Larry
haven't
Bird is
gotten
automatic
it
from free throws,
whatsoever.
so.
The Celtics are still in it.
Celtics are rarely out of it this early. I guess, though, the one loss they experienced to Portland here, they were out of it. They were out.
Right.
Damn, he
1
missed
out
it.
of 2, 2 seconds to go. And then that shot will not count if it goes. Larry Bird had 12 all this period.
Now, I ain't watched this game in a
Michael Jordan
minute,
has
bro.
23 points. And the Chicago
I ain't know
Bulls
Bird
need a
played
win
this.
here.
I don't remember
That would
Bird
make
playing
headlines
this
in any event.
poorly.
Any team beating the Celtics at
This
Boston
game.
Garden lead.
I knew he was
58-51
gonna
at
great
halftime.
early on. I didn't know he was this bad. Now
Celtics lead 1-0.
Now that I'm
game,
watching
but
it
the
again,
Bulls
it's like,
lead
damn,
here,
bro.
58-51 at Boston Garden, where the Celtics lost only 1 time this year. Tommy, is that 58-51 Chicago lead deceiving in any way?
It could very well be, Dick. The Celtics shot very poorly, and the Bulls' defense against the low post game, the
all right,
various
let's
double
skip
teaming.
this. Let's skip this. We already know the halftime stuff. Let's go to the.
The trail by only 7, underway third.
Let's get back to the action, y'all. That's what we here for.
Kyle Macy in the backcourt, along with Michael Jordan, who has the ball now. Gene Banks
That's
starts
a mismatch.
forward with Oakley and Woolridge.
This is a very unusual lineup that the Bulls have out there. Who is playing center? Oakley, Woolridge. They got a small front line in there, the Bulls.
That's why I was saying earlier,
Maybe they're gonna
Boston's
run.
big.
Celtics only lead in the game was 2-0.
That's a
to
major
start.
advantage.
Inside of McHale.
It's hard to make up for it too, because those guys are going to be
And he has 19
overworked.
points, and it's a 5-point lead. Oakley hardly played in that first half. As a matter of fact, just 7 minutes and scored 4 points. Sidney Green, the key man again, perhaps off the bench.
No good. And then they getting all the boards too. It
He
looked
got
like
fouled that time.
through the
Looking
McHale.
inside, McHale.
McHale's an animal.
Company.
Oh, give me
This is
that.
that shot. Parrish underneath the hoop. Had to bring it out. Lost it out of bounds.
Michael Jordan got some fast
Celtics
hands.
with a tremendous domination off the glass. Woolridge with 13 points. He has the ball along with
Woolridge
Jordan
going
23.
1-on-1. No dice.
Woolridge missed inside.
Woolridge on that one-on-one game, I think they're going to park that for a while and find somebody else.
Banks working against Bird on the post-up.
Uh,
McHale trying to double team.
Rick.
Woolridge misses again. Here's
Oh,
Michael
there
Jordan.
goes Mike.
Basket will be good and a foul. And
Good
25
effort getting
for
down
Michael
low.
Jordan in the game.
And see, that's what you do. You find other ways. You find other ways to try and dominate the game. So Michael Jordan following through. You know, his teammates get missed. Michael Jordan's right there to clean it up. That's an extra effort. Extra effort plays, man, leads to winning basketball.
There's no real size. And
Get your ass down there and don't watch.
There's no inside game.
Get involved.
Board banging going
You
on.
mean Sidney Green.
Every position should be going to the boards.
He's got 3 fouls. Maybe they're trying to save him, but McHale can have a field day against this unit.
Minute and a half gone by in the third period, 61-53, an 8-point lead.
They go Bird, wide
Bird
open.
inside
Cash.
the point line, hits for 2. Larry Bird has 14 points.
One of the
They've
purest
not
strokes in
allowed
NBA
him to get
history.
that shot off, have they?
Pause.
They've been in his jersey with him. They've taken
No
his
Diddy.
defender out of the normal team defense.
Ainge is on Macy, who has attempted only 1 shot in the ball game. Woolridge
There you go,
working against
Woolridge.
McHale.
Good
goes in.
move.
Good move by Orlando Woolridge, 15 in the game.
guess they're going to give it to him until he gets it right.
Ainge got the ball.
6 for 18 is the shooting for Woolridge. 33%.
Oh, hey.
Ainge for 3.
Danny Ainge with the brick.
And the rebound by the Old.
Stan Albeck does not have a
There we
lot
go.
of
MJ
respect
going to
for
work.
McHale's defense.
Jordan goes up. No basket and a foul.
I know he mad. He missed that layup.
Dennis Johnson with his 3rd personal foul and a timeout here with 9:38 to go in the 3rd. So Michael Jordan with 49 in game 1, 26 right now, and Tommy asked some of the Celtic guards their observations on how to play Michael Jordan.
Fouling and hope someone else can come in and do the job.
You know, if the team can't stop him, maybe he'll shoot himself to death.
I don't know, I guess you give a call to Clint Eastwood because there's not much you can do at that point.
Just let him go.
You can
They
tell
all
he ain't
tried
playing a lot
on
of minutes.
Thursday, including this man, Dennis Johnson.
Your
But when the
philosophy
second
can't
half
be
came
just
to
let him
play,
go.
Dennis Johnson with a tremendous effort. He had 7 baskets in a row.
With
in
that
the third
mindset,
period,
he's gonna get
26.
63.
He did a better job against Jordan. By the way, Celtic guards are shooting 3
All right, here
for
go
13.
Mike. With the rock.
Chicago with it. With
One-on-one.
9.5.
Mike with the mismatch. There you go.
Long range.
Oh,
Jordan hit.
Cash.
And a 10-point lead for the Chicago Bulls. Keep in mind their biggest lead in the first half was 11.
Good shot
And
by
they're close to
MJ.
that now. Crowd getting a bit anxious again, Tom.
Boy, and Gene Banks is doing a hell of a job of trying to stay with Larry Bird.
Not an easy
Larry.
task. Oakley comes out
Cash.
to the
Larry's catching heat.
Larry Bird now
Getting
hitting
hot.
2 outside shots in the first 3 minutes of this 3rd period.
Casey Jones counts on Larry Bird to bring him out of the doldrums.
He's done it. How about a Philadelphia game
Okay.
here?
There
And he
goes
did
Jordan.
it to the tune of 3 3-point plays in the final
Looking for the
moments of the
mismatch.
first half.
Couldn't get it.
Jordan working against Dennis
still
Johnson.
got
Again,
one.
Getting ready to help out. He
He's
does,
got the
but
smaller
nice
Dennis Johnson
lead.
on.
Parrish commits
Good
the
play.
foul, and that'll be his 4th personal foul. 4 on 0-0.
Larry Bird forgot Gene Banks and let him sneak in there. Bird, the ultimate team defender for the Celtics, had his total concentration on Jordan that time.
The advantage of the great depth the Celtics have. Bill Walton, Parrish goes out. He has scored
A Hall
6
of
points
Famer
in his
comes out, and another Hall of Famer comes in to
Bill
take his
Walton has
place.
6 points and 13 rebounds in the game, and he has been the big center force for the Celtics today. Dick Stockton and Tom Heinsohn here at Boston Garden. Capacity crowd, 262nd consecutive. First weekend of the NBA playoffs. Here on CBS, and the Celtics trailing the
There
Chicago
you go.
Bulls by 10, 67-57. A big soccer
There's
game.
Danny
The Bulls
Ainge.
can hold the lead. Boston lost only once here all year.
Get it to the post.
Leading though 1-0.
Bill Walton going to work. Cash.
The short shot.
And there was a little confusion factor that Stan Albeck hoped to introduce into his defense in the low post. Sometimes double team, sometimes not. Send the double from
Pick.
different directions. It's working.
Here we go.
Jordan again handling the ball
Jordan.
with 11 on the shot
Jordan
clock.
going to work.
Dueling with Dennis
Good
Johnson.
move. Brick.
Walton loses the rebound to Woolridge and fouls.
Woo.
That was a tough go inside.
Both teams starting to pick up the
Determined men
intensity
going
a
for
little
one ball,
bit.
and Bill Walton commits his 4th foul. So both Celtic centers, Walton and Parrish, have 4 fouls.
Walton spreading
You
out.
can tell Jordan's starting to elevate his game. Couldn't get that one to go, but you can tell.
Normally, Walton plays against the bigger, slower guys that don't have the ability to use
You can tell
their
he's
quick
just
feet
getting
to step
started.
inside. You saw what Sidney Green was able to do to him in the first half.
But the foul story now becomes focused on the 2 Celtic centers who have 4 fouls. If one or both get into foul trouble, that could be a major factor down the stretch.
Should be, but they're smart enough to use those fouls. I'm not too concerned if I were Casey Jones at this point. 4 fouls.
Don't forget you have that man, Greg Kite, in his 3rd year, who's quite a banger, who has seen some quality minutes this year. Nearly 4 minutes
Right.
going by 3rd period, and a whistle and a foul away from the ball. All against Chicago, and a derisive cheer from the crowd, who would think that the Bulls have had the edge in calls so far. Charles Oakley, that's his 4th personal foul. 4 on Oakley, the rookie from
All right,
Virginia.
back to the paint. Double team
Double team
coming.
on McHale.
Good
Woolridge,
pass.
Johnson penetrates. That's
Good pass to Kevin McHale.
Now, that time they doubled, and they forgot.
That's gonna be there because they got to double McHale. He's too good.
The defense of the Bulls wasn't there.
Too good down low.
8-point lead for for Chicago. They led by
Can't guard
7
that
in the
man
half.
one-on-one.
7:39
Here we go.
remaining in the third. Double on Jordan. Inside,
Oh.
and Banks lost the ball. Got hit in the eye, but lost the ball.
Good pass.
Celtics pushing it up, and Ainge goes in. And the foul will be against Chicago. Ainge may be the spark that the Celtics haven't had to get their fast break going so far.
He's their real push man because he has the desire to really attack the defense. Dennis Johnson, when he gets the ball on the outlet, really kind of three-quarters it up the court. Danny Ainge has got more speed to apply to the fast break than DJ does.
Ainge with his first point of the ball game, averaging nearly 11 a game, coming in at a
Danny Ainge, one of the most hated NBA players.
This is one of them. Foul, by the way, was on Mason, his first. Mason with the ball, guarded by Ainge. Dennis Johnson is sticking to Jordan effectively. Jordan can't seem to get away.
Damn, oh, bust his ass not doing shit.
Celtics with Bird.
Good pass.
And a 20-second timeout called by Chicago. Listen to the crowd as the Celtics have come back, still trailing by 5. This is the exciting time of the year in the NBA. The playoffs continue.
So
next
Bird
weekend.
starting off slow,
We'll be on
starting
the
to
air
find his
Saturday,
groove.
3:30 Eastern time, and then a doubleheader on Sunday, beginning at 1 o'clock Eastern. Of course, we don't know what matchups he'll see. It could be at the tail end, Game 5s of the first
1986,
round matchup,
what,
or
about
beginning of
37 years
the
ago.
conference semifinals. Whatever it is, you'll see some exciting action next weekend on CBS. Philadelphia leading a tight battle over Washington, 64-61 in the Spectrum. The Bullets lead 1-0.
How much the game changed, man. The game changed a lot
Philadelphia
since
needs
then.
Moses Malone. They've lost that power guy inside.
Crowd is
Good
turned
pressure
up a notch
defense
here.
by Danny Ainge. Get the ball, get the rock to looking
See
for
how
Mike.
Chicago responds.
Mike ain't there.
Woolridge.
Woolridge, nothing there. Good
And
follow
Banks
through.
quiets them for the moment at least.
Oh, what a smart play by Gene Banks. Got right in there as they went to the penetration, got the good position on the offensive board.
Celtics spreading out their offense, making Chicago play more one-on-one
They
defense.
want to
not
go
team
back to the
drive.
post.
Ainge with a move on Macy. And a foul on the pass. So one-shot foul. Let's watch Banks here on the glass you talked about.
There's Larry Bird going to the penetration.
That's a
and
tough
look
shot.
at Banks coming right
Good
in
follow
there.
through, though.
He steps inside with nobody really blocking him out.
Timeout called by Boston with 6:27 remaining in the third. Celtics have won 32 in a row at home.
God
but
damn,
the point
they're kicking
is, the
ass.
best all-time home record in the history of the league at 40-1.
86
Every home
Celtics do
team has
not
won so
lose
far
at
in the
home.
playoffs, with the exception of the first game when the Bullets shocked Philadelphia with that 18-0 spurt at the end.
Well, the further you go into the playoffs, the home court advantage isn't as great because the teams are closer together in talent and they're closer together in mental toughness and battling against the home crowd.
No, one thing, and that is the Houston Rockets with a 2-0 lead over Sacramento have to play that Tuesday night game in the Arco Dome where the Kings were unbeaten this year.
All right,
See
go
if
back
that
to the paint.
jinx continues.
Very impressed with the Bulls.
Go back to
in
the
this
post.
quarter. They've used a lot of
Good
good
pass by
solid-
Bill Walton.
Bird from
Good
goal.
shot by Larry
Look at
Bird.
that strange lineup, huh?
But that's man, I got to ask him after the game why he came out. I never would have thought of this lineup.
Folks, if you want to know what Tommy's doing after the game, we'll be asking Stan Albeck about his lineup.
I don't have a true
There
center
goes
in there.
Woolridge.
Woolridge working against McHale.
Good shot.
Basket is good and a foul. Orlando Woolridge gets the hoop. And Woolridge now with 19 points.
You know what I think it is, Dick? I think that Stan Albeck really feels that there's not enough good one-on-one defenders on the Celtics. He has to move by Woolridge.
Look at Larry Bird gave him a shoulder
He feels
block.
McHale can't guard Woolridge. That's why he's attacking him. I would never believed it myself. I think McHale's a very good defensive
Another
player.
point here, the Celtics shot 38% in the first half. They're 7 for 9 so far in the third period. And
Going
yet
back to the
Bulls
post.
added a point to their lead. And a whistle before the shot, illegal defense against Chicago, and that's a technical foul. The second time an illegal defensive call is made, it's a technical. So
Damn.
Danny Ainge has been shooting. Interestingly enough, Larry Bird was the free throw shooting champion this year, but Ainge has been shooting the tees lately.
We have not seen any tempo in this game in the third quarter whatsoever. This has been a chess match.
I think that
with
they
Boris
did that to
taking
get
2
Ainge
minutes
hot.
to think about his next move. That's how.
Because Bird can get a shot anytime he wants.
No pace whatsoever.
Dennis Johnson with the ball.
Boris with the ball.
5:40 to go.
Let's go, Bird. Too big. He's too big.
Larry Bird with a left-handed move with 20 points now in the ball game.
Like, Bird is like
He did not
6'10", bro,
score
for real.
Till there were over 9 minutes remaining in the first half.
Bird is a
They
big
didn't double him
dude.
that time, and Banks forced him to the middle, made him take a tough shot.
He's 4 for 4 this half.
Hey,
Casey
Kyle Mason,
gets it.
good
It's a
shot.
foul on Ainge. And I'm sure Casey Jones is saying, here's a guy that's taken one shot in the game. Why foul him all the way out there?
Well, that's a shot. And I think when you take a long distance shot like that, Kyle Macy, if he hits it, all of a sudden it changes your thinking on the way you're going to drop into the paint to help. You got to go out there and try and shut it down a little bit.
Ainge with 3. Well, they got burned to a 3-point fairly well, and it's 77-69. Once again, Chicago by 8 with 5 minutes, 10
Back to the
seconds to
post.
go.
Good pass by Larry Legend.
Foul against Chicago. You're right. If Chicago can do it with Woolridge and or Jordan, the Celtics can do it with Larry Bird.
And nobody got to the rotation to stop that cutter quite quick enough. Almost got a hoop out of it.
2 fouls now on Orlando Woolridge, and Johnson is shooting 2 shots.
Bird is responding to the defense that the Bulls are playing against them. One time
Bird
he
is
doesn't
really
get
carving
doubled.
them up with them
Makes the
passes.
second move into the lane. This time he gets doubled. He sets up 2 easy free throws.
Because they're small, like, they're getting work down low.
As I said
Like,
in the beginning, he takes advantage of every half inch. Imagine if you give him a yard.
6-point game, Chicago leading. Biggest lead was 11 in the first
There
half.
you go,
We had a
Mike.
10-point lead here in this
one-on-one.
period. Jordan with a juke and a move. Dennis Johnson got a piece of it.
Good defense.
Some defensive play by Dennis Johnson.
Celtics
Bird
can cut it to 4.
pass.
Knocked away.
That was a foul.
Chicago ball.
That was a terrible call.
That was bullshit. Hold on, let's go back.
Terrible call. The man was on
He
his
did
arm.
some WWE shit.
4. Knocked away.
Yo, that was a pure foul.
Jordan with a juke and a move, and Dennis Johnson got a piece of it.
Look at this
That
shit.
was some defensive play by Dennis Johnson.
Celtics can cut it to 4. Knocked away. Chicago.
And they gave him the ball.
That was a terrible call. Terrible call. The man
Whatever.
was on his arm. Should have been a foul.
No replay. Jordan going to work.
Up on top, a 1-4 offensive alignment for the Bulls.
Jordan gives it up. Macy makes his move.
Ainge. Banks.
Ain't no space. Damn.
Nicely, but Woolridge missed it all. And the Celtics once again with a
And see, this era benefited the big man because there's no space to operate as a guard.
He lost his footing, but yet
Like, you had to have a post-up game back then. There's no space. What else are you going to do?
Layup and a timeout.
You had to have a mid-range.
It's a 4-point Chicago lead.
People didn't shoot threes like that, so the 3 was almost out of the question.
The Celtics have outscored Chicago 14-8 to cut a 10-point lead to 4.
And Danny Ainge, you have to force your way to an act of willpower to create tempo sometimes when you get caught in a rhythm. And as Danny Ainge, he was challenged, and he'll have none of it. He's going to take it as hard at the defense as he can. And now they're in a good attack position.
pass.
And then allow Bird, even with that stumbling
Bird is
move, to come
crafty.
in and make a layup.
Very crafty.
That's what pace can do for the Celtics.
Ainge back on that ass.
22
Pause.
in the ballgame. Jordan and Woolridge have 48.
Okay, there
Chicago
goes Mike.
77 points.
Bam.
Jordan. And the Bulls still have it.
Brick.
3-point shot missed by Macy.
That one was not necessary.
Under 4 minutes remaining in the third period. Keep in mind that the Bulls had a 7-point lead in the way they were playing. Tommy's opinion anyway, should have had a bigger lead.
Yeah, that's too easy.
Dennis Johnson is fouled decisively there.
So they got to pick their poison. They're going to let him go one-on-one. They're going to double team the trap. He gonna keep carving them up.
Well, that time,
See, what makes the Celtics hard to defend is that they have great passing big men. So Bird is really a big man, right? He's really a power forward. You got McHale can pass. Walton can pass. Like these are good playmakers out of the post. It's hard to defend that. Plus they're skilled. They can score. They've got a variety of moves that they can go to. They hell, bro.
Regarding the lead.
Double team Bird.
Especially when you small.
They isolated
Look, they
Bird.
try and get
Everybody
physical,
on the
but
side,
that
the Celtics is away
that ain't gonna
from
do
the ball.
nothing.
They did move quickly, but not quick enough.
Bird got eyes in the back of his head.
Wedman replaces McHale, who has 19 but only 2 in this third period.
They are not going to the low post game. Casey Jones says Larry Bird shall lead us out of the darkness, not Kevin McHale. And so far, he's been doing a pretty good job.
Been doing a great
Bill
job.
Walton has been the Celtics center, played more time than Robert Parrish, although both have 4 personal fouls, with 3:42 remaining in this third period.
The Bulls now have to continue to play intelligent basketball like they did the first couple of minutes of this game. They slowed the tempo down. Don't take bad shots. Move it around.
And the Bullets have regained the lead over Philadelphia, 79-75.
There you go.
The Celtics
1-on-1.
meanwhile have scored 6 in a row.
No good.
Dennis Johnson hacks Michael Jordan, and that'll be number 4 on DJ. 4 fouls on
What was the
Dennis
foul on
Johnson.
that? Hold on, let me go back.
Scored 6 in a row, and Dennis
Let me go
Johnson.
back.
Don't take bad shots. Move it around.
And the Bullets have regained the lead over Philadelphia, 79-75. The Celtics meanwhile.
Oh yeah, he reached from behind. I think he whacked him from behind.
Hacks Michael Jordan, and that'll
Can't
be
really
number
see that
4
good,
on
though.
DJ. 4 fouls on Dennis Johnson. Welcome to the club. Parrish and Walton, charter members right now.
Dennis is playing
Let's
him
see.
straight up nose, and that means that
Oh, that's all ball.
with that great first step can get by Dennis.
That's all
but
ball.
Dennis doesn't have the same kind of foot movement and foot speed.
Jordan is 8 for 8 from the line.
Yeah, I disagree with that
For
call.
his 30th point of the game here.
But
This
Jordan
is the
putting
type
up
of
points
ball
and
game that you go to Michael Jordan. I
he's
think.
been super
He's
aggressive.
strong. They need to overuse him in the first half. These are the crunch points.
And we have not seen Sidney Green this half.
Nope.
Gotta be a reason why. 3:25 remaining.
They're going back to work.
After the game,
Nah, it has to be a long game for their big man, bro.
Bird is there with the offensive rebound. Whitman short shot. And Oakley the rebound. Whitman had a shot he normally makes.
Look at DJ.
Jordan
Oh,
against
there go Mike. 1-on-1. Let's get it.
79-75 Boston.
Good pass.
Open is Macy.
Pass.
Macy hits.
Good
7
pass
points
by
for Lionel
MJ.
Macy. And the Bulls, who had their lead up to 2, now up to 6 again.
when he has time to sight the basket, which the penetration of Jordan.
Michael
gives him,
Jordan,
he'll
an
make that
underrated
shot
playmaker and passer.
Under 3 minutes remaining in
Bird.
the third period.
Going right back to that back down position.
Boston Celtics.
Jordan coming
Knocked
with.
away. Celtics possession. Let's bring you up to date again on the foul situation. Corzine and Oakley with 4. Parrish, Walton, and Dennis Johnson with 4.
Still got Walton
For
in
the
it.
Celtics can
He, you know,
inbound. Jerry Seasting will come back in the ball game, replacing
another
Dennis
shooter.
Johnson.
Put another shooter in there to space the floor for Larry to
That's going
operate.
to put Danny Ainge on Jordan.
Good adjustments by Casey Jones.
And Jordan on Danny Ainge.
And Ainge chalks one up there. They're down to 4 points now. The first field goal of the game for Ainge.
Ainge might even do a better
Ainge
job.
can't guard no
than
damn
AJ
Michael
because he's
Jordan by
playing
himself.
point
You might as well
guard,
give that
set
shit
the
up.
guys.
Jordan with the shake and bake.
Jordan.
Brick.
This is tipped up.
Good pursuance.
Comes down to the Celtics.
No good.
Who can cut it to 2.
Oak's one of the great rebounders at that time. Ah. They bit on the fake.
And Danny Ainge will go to the line, 90% from the free throw line to try to bring the Celtics to within 2 points. John Paxson comes into the ball game, and Kyle Macy goes out. Macy with 4 fouls.
Danny Ainge, you know, is a very big guy to play point guard. He's
Yeah.
got exceptional quickness for his size. And has
Danny
learned
Ainge
to
was
keep,
quick back then, too.
contain
Yeah.
a real good fastball between his
And
knees.
tough.
He plays straight on defense.
Annoying, but
He's the
tough.
type of guy that might do a great job on Michael Jordan.
They're trying to get the ball to MJ. Oh, MJ should have kept going. Without that pass, really probably didn't have a chance.
And it almost went in. So Danny Ainge is clearly the spark plug for the Boston Celtics here in the third period, leading the break, making this great
That's a great-
defensive play and getting the
that's
crowd
great
into
steal.
the game.
That was a bad pass though, but that was a good steal.
Danny, you know, when you play
At first it looked like Mike could have got to
and he
it,
knows
but
he's
nah.
got
He ain't had
that
no chance
first
to get
step
that
on
shit.
you. So that gives him a world of confidence. Danny Ainge right now is going saying to him, you can't do it.
And we're tied at 81. 6 in a row run off by the Celtics. And they have erased a 10-point lead here in the third period that the Bulls enjoyed early on.
Oh, good pass.
Inside to Jordan. And it's Oakley who gets credit for the basket. Charles Oakley. And a technical foul has been leveled by Jake O'Donnell.
I think that was an unnecessary technical foul by Jake O'Donnell. It was called from one end of the court. Danny Ainge made a gesture, and Jake O'Donnell was completely up the other end of the court. He made it. He's looking for it.
Jordan, 31 points. And the Celtics trail by 3 with 1:35 to go.
And the fans is letting them hear about that shit.
Ainge.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Good defense. Oh. Still went in.
By Danny Ainge, who keeps the pressure on for the Celtics. And it's 84-83 Chicago.
So Jordan going head to head.
The Celtics trying to
with
Michael
Danny
Jordan
Ainge.
right now.
Michael.
10 points to
Good move.
What a great shot. And a basket and a foul.
He talking shit too.
Talk about Bird's sheer determination. In certain points of the game, Michael Jordan has those same qualities.
He's got to watch him get around Jordan, Danny Ainge. And strong left-hand drive. Now Walton right there. And here comes Jordan, but Ainge is in front of him, angles him off, turns him loose to the second defender of the Celtics.
That's a
but
hard
Jordan
shot to make, too.
overpowers him.
And Walton
To
has
adjust
committed
on the
his
move
fifth
like
personal
that and hit it
foul.
off the glass,
Bill
that takes
Walton
a
has
lot of
5.
touch.
Parrish is on the bench.
Try it when you go
with
outside.
4.
It's not easy.
Under a minute to go, and the Bulls lead by 4. Seaston.
Great. Bird with the rebound. Bird's a big dude. No good.
Powers his way for the rebound. And Larry Bird gets called for the foul. That's his second personal foul, and Oakley will shoot.
Here comes the rebound.
Yeah, he
Oakley
pushed him
well
in the back.
inside, and Bird says, well, I'm going to try and knock it out
Ooh,
of your hands
hit him
from
too.
underneath.
And he fouled him
And he must
twice.
have hit the ball into his jaw, and Bird said, I hit the ball.
Yeah, okay. I'll be mad as hell, nigga. Like, you already smacked me, right? And you ain't acknowledge it, right? You already smacked me in the face. Then I see you trying to get the ball. Man, fuck all that. Like, at least give me the ball, bro.
Kevin McHale, who has 19 points, only 2 this period. Bulls have made their last 14 free throws. Now make it 15. Walton on the bench with 5. Robert Parrish also on the bench. He has 4 fouls. Celtics playing without a center.
Danny
McHale
Ainge
is
really
playing center.
balling.
Inside against Oakley. And the foul against Chicago.
Where the foul at?
A push.
A very late whistle.
Yeah, that was
The
late.
shot was rebounded.
Where the foul?
Sidney Green has come into the ballgame. First time he has played in the second half, replacing Charles Oakley.
They getting calls like that, the Bulls gonna have an
Has his
uphill
fourth
battle.
personal foul, and Parrish with 4 comes back in, replacing Scott Webb. So Sidney Green, who performed so well in the first half for Chicago, with 4 points and 5 rebounds in Greek play, in there for the first time this half.
They've got a bigger team in there right now, the Boston Celtics. See if they can capitalize on that bigness,
Cash.
that size.
You'll be fresh.
Right, because Chicago is not capitalizing on that quickness and speed with fast breaks.
Bird is 24. Woolridge.
Give me that shit.
By McHale out of bounds. Chicago still has it. Kevin McHale with a blocked shot. He's had at least one block in the last 30 games for the Celtics.
Woolridge rolls back, and there's McHale right there with him.
There we go. Jordan.
Jordan against Ainge.
Good move. Good move.
Good. With 16 seconds to go, 91-85.
Ainge forced him left, forced him right into the second defender, but Jordan with that great leaping ability to go over the big guys too.
Oh,
Ainge goes for three.
damn. Good shot by Danny Ainge.
An opportunity leading by 2. Jackson. Blocked by McHale. That'll do it. That'll do it at the end of the third period. The Bulls have taken the blows against this great Celtic team and lead 91-88 at the end of the third period, and will return after this word from your local station. Let's have a review of this ball game. Chicago, sparked by Michael Jordan's 17 first period points, took an 8-point bulge over the Celtics. Second time in the series they've had that lead. Larry Bird had 12 as Chicago's lead was cut to 7. Danny Ainge was the spark plug in the third period. Bill Walton has done a great job off the glass the entire game as the Celtics have inched closer to 91-88. But to the Chicago Bulls' credit, no matter what happens, as you look at the shooting story the rest of the way, and the Celtics certainly got hot so far in that third period, that the Bulls have showed poise in withstanding several thrusts by the Celtics at this time.
Well, Stan Olbeck must feel that and believe that philosophy that the Celtics cannot play good one-on-one defense, and he's spreading it out so that the Celtics are forced to play that type of defense.
Bird
Larry Bird
with the shot. Damn.
gets the first point.
That's a hard shot. Hanging. He hung on that shit too.
Jordan with 36 is the high scorer in the game. Jordan has scored 85 points in the 2 playoff games. Paxson guarded by Seasting. Into Green. Green is fouled. There's that spring that Sidney Green has inside.
Yeah, he got it to the door. He catching that.
Robert Parrish to free Bird.
It's a pretty good pick
Pete
too.
Banks has to roll off, but Bird still has time to get the shot
That's a
away.
good adjustment, man. There.
And Bird, as we say, only needs a half inch.
Foul was on McHale.
And it's hard to contest Bird because he's so damn tall. He breaks that shit back behind his head.
Trying to work his way out of it at a very tough time to do it. Playoffs against Boston.
But this is a low post option that I think has been very fruitful for them in prior ball games. He can go over, Sidney Green can go over Kevin McHale.
Celtics looking to tie it again. Dick Stockton and Tom Heinsohn, 4th period. Game 2, best of 5. Celtics won the opening game, and they're in a dogfight here against Chicago, trailing 92-9. Diving for the loose ball is Gene Banks, but the Celtics still keep possession. Chicago trying to do what only one other team has done all year, beat the Celtics here at Boston Garden.
You know, you have to keep your mind together,
Taz.
Banks, and playing Larry Bird, particularly in the Boston Garden. They throw 9,000 picks for Larry Bird to get one shot, and Banks has the utmost respect for Bird. He says he's the craftiest guy he's ever played against. He learns something new for his own game every time he plays it.
The Bird. Damn.
It's a three-pointer.
Damn. The man catch a fire now. Woo.
And the Celtics
Woo.
have their first lead since
Damn.
the opening basket.
All right, Mike trying to respond.
Dennis Johnson
He tossed it
steals
up.
from Jordan.
Dennis Johnson was a great defender, man. Good
Inside of
grief.
Parrish. And traveling call against Robert Parrish.
Good hands by
Three-pointer with
DJ.
the clock running down.
It comes by
Yeah,
accident.
the bailout, get it to the
has
Bird.
Pop out as he really, they could have
Oh.
called a foul. Instead, Bird, as the
Bang.
clock is winding down, has to let it fly, and he hits it.
So now we'll see how Chicago responds to that.
How Chris Smooth
knockdown
said,
punch by Larry Bird.
splash.
Bulls with it, trailing
We
by
go.
1.
Jordan.
Minute and a half gone by in the fourth
Mike.
period.
Good
And
move
foul.
by Mike.
Michael Jordan is fouled by Dennis
footwork.
Johnson, and that'll be number 5 on Dennis. So Johnson with 5, Bill Walton on the bench with 5 fouls, and now he gets off the bench. And Robert Parrish playing with 4, and Parrish will sit down. Parrish today has 6 points. and 6 rebounds. There's Orlando Woolridge, who has 20 points in support of Michael Jordan's 36. Now 37 for Jordan. Michael Jordan.
You cannot stop him because he handles the ball so much. And a percentage of the offense is designed for him to just get the ball and score.
14 for 14 from the line. Chicago regains the lead. McHale going in. And is fouled. Bring up to date on the story involving Michael Jordan. He missed 64 games of the season. And the
That blood done dried up on his jersey.
Him to play anymore. He had a broken left foot. He wanted to play. They said, okay, you can play, and they wanted to limit his minutes, and they did. However, he had to sit down with 30 seconds to go and the game on the line against Indiana. He wanted to play. The crowd howled, and Michael Jordan put his foot down and said to the Chicago Bulls management, I'm going to play basketball. That's
Y'all
what
hear
I
that?
am, a basketball player.
Y'all hear that? The man refused to sit down. You know what I'm saying? Coming off an injury, refused to sit down, refused to give up on his team. He still believed, even though he knew he was running up against the Celtics. He still believed. That's a warrior right there. That's passion. That's passion, man. He ain't ducking the smoke.
Integrity and credibility in this sport.
He ain't ducking the smoke, man.
Michael Jordan, I believe.
I think it's a great story.
Respect to Michael Jordan for that.
Play the game, and he wants to be on the
You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes duck that shit. For real.
Period. Boston by 1.
There go Mike.
Chicago is led virtually all the way. Jordan.
Woo, that's a hard jumper.
And Jordan with 40 points. He had 49 in game 1.
The C-Sting went out. Ainge came
Oh,
back
I want
in,
to
and
rewind
Ainge
that.
ended
Let me
up
go
with
back. Let me go back.
Nearly 2 minutes gone.
That shit was hard.
Final period.
Let's slow it up. That shit was hard. People gotta understand how difficult this shot is. Man, right up in his chest.
Boston by 1.
Look at this.
Chicago is
Post
led
work.
virtually all the
Off
way.
glass.
Jordan.
High off glass.
Thanks to the
Oh, that shit nasty. High off the glass.
And Jordan with 40 points. He had 49 in game 1.
the C-Sting went out. Ainge came back in, and Ainge has ended up with the defense.
All right, going back to Bird. Good pass.
Give it go.
That's easy. Oh, he smoked a wide open layup.
Ainge is
All right, here go Mike. Good pass. Hey. Damn, he missed the point blank. That's a gimme right there.
Dennis Johnson.
Good move by Dennis Johnson. Couldn't get it.
Crashing the boards. Who wants it?
What the fuck?
He was almost on his
Yo.
Hale crashing
Hey,
the
look.
boards. Who wants it?
Mikhail ignorant as hell.
He was almost on his
If I'm Mike, I'm like, come on now. Damn.
foul on the play too, but no whistle.
This motherfucker scored sitting down.
Celtics by 1. 3 minutes gone by, 4th period. And a foul away from the ball.
Yeah, that
There it
shit's
is.
crazy.
They're really banging on the boards. McHale trying to keep it live.
That's wild, yo.
Bird knocks it away. There's McHale.
Look at
gets
this
submarine.
motherfucker,
They
man.
shoot the ball, and it should have been a foul.
Yeah.
Astonishing shot by Kevin McHale.
Study Kevin McHale. That man was
Tommy,
tech-
let's see
that
that
man
shot
was
by Kevin
textbook
McHale again.
nice
That'll be in all
as
the
fuck.
highlights tonight at 11.
Well, it's like a quarterback throwing a touchdown pass as he's going down. I've seen Larry Bird do some amazing things.
Another
We're
angle.
going to see another angle. It will probably look better from this angle.
Yeah,
of
that's
course.
insane.
Look at that. I mean, didn't know what else to do with the ball than get it up
To
there.
do it on the spot like that, that's hard.
He gets the basket, but no foul.
That hard.
We
That's hard.
expect
That
more
go
of the
hard.
same as the playoffs move on next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern. And a doubleheader on Sunday, beginning at 1 o'clock Eastern. Great stars in the game, and you'll see them on CBS. All the way to the NBA Finals, which you'll see exclusively on CBS as the drama just begins. 9:02 remaining. The foul was on Danny Ainge, his 4th personal foul. Been seesaw now,
Mike.
6 lead changes, but most of them in the
Get ready
last
to
2
get the
minutes.
pick.
Jordan.
Mike coming around that corner. Post up.
And Jordan,
Nope.
he was hit on the hand. It looked like he lost control of the ball, but he was pushed. And if that's on Ainge, that's 5 on Dan. That is. Did McHale have an assist on this?
Well, Danny is trying to
All
stay
right, let's see what
one-on-one
happened.
with him, bodies him. That's the wrong thing to do to body him. And then McHale pushes Ainge into Michael
Hold
Jordan.
on. Let me see.
On this?
Well, Danny is trying to stay one-on-one with him, bodies him. That's the wrong thing to do to body him.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
McHale pushes Ainge into Michael Jordan.
That was a hard shot. McHale should have probably lived with that.
Foul's called,
If he make it, he make it. But that was a tough shot. He was practically behind the backboard.
Against Jordan right now. They're trying to save Dennis Johnson for the stretch against Michael Jordan. Or having Ainge play him now.
42 points. That's what you want. You want Dennis Johnson to be there down the stretch. And he has 5 on the bench.
Oh, good pass. McHale is killing these
You
niggas.
overplay against McHale, and he gets the ball. Just count it. And the Celtics regain the lead. 25.
Just the work he putting in, man.
Boston is really having trouble getting
Jordan
pace
with the
going
pick
because
again.
there's so much
Jordan going
noise
to work.
right now by the Bulls to get the shot they want.
Brick.
Jordan misses. Woolridge has the rebound. Chicago Bulls are playing as if they've been in the playoffs every year for 10 years. Sidney Green. Finally, the Celtics get it, and McHale the rebound. The Celtics' biggest lead was 2-0, and now they can open up a 3-point lead.
Oh my God.
Inside move, passes to Bird.
Bird being patient, kicking it out.
Rotation for Chicago.
DJ with the post. The post up.
Sidney Green is fouled. Going for the ball with 7:50 remaining. Stan Albeck's reaction to the action.
Nigga about to have a heart attack.
I like the way his tie flops up and down. And he's got a hop in his step too, huh?
Larry Bird with his 4th personal foul. Look at the litany of fouls we've got here. We've got Walton with 5, Ainge with 5, Dennis Johnson with 5, Harris with 4, Bird with 4.
Maybe that's what that isolation game is doing, is drawing attention to the individual one-on-one defender. And the move for Casey Jones might be to try and really take the ball out of the hands of a Woolridge or a Michael Jordan with double teams.
7:50 to go, and a lot can happen. But here's a team, the Chicago Bulls, lost 52 games. This is the first time a team has made the playoffs with 50 or more losses since the Bulls did it in '68. And they're tied in Philadelphia. And I'd have to say the 76ers want to use the old cliche, backs against the wall. They're against the wall now.
Going back to the
Can't
post.
afford to go down 2-0.
McHale pass to Bird. Oh my
Bird
God.
goes for 3.
You're fucked. Man, you got. Hold on. Let's go back. You got Kevin McHale and Larry Bird on the same side of the court. So they triple teaming this nigga Kevin McHale. Because he's destroying them. Hey, look who's open.
Can't afford to go down 2-0.
Look who's open.
2 more games. Bird goes for 3.
One of the greatest shooters of all time.
Celtics lead 102
Wide
to
open.
100. They were down by 1. Now they're up by 2. 32 points for Larry Bird. We told you about Bird and Jordan at the start.
Good defense.
Paxson has a shot blocked.
Good pass by Larry
Easy
Legend.
basket. Albeck wants a timeout.
So Larry Bird starting to dominate. So they hitting them from the inside out.
With 7 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the 4th period, the Boston Celtics have their biggest lead of the ball game now. 4 points.
A Venus flytrap defense. They invite you in.
Give me that shit.
Close up on you. And then
I need that.
chew you up and spit you out.
I need
and
that.
out comes the ball, and the Celtics converted that into a fast break opportunity with nobody on Danny Ainge for the layup. Now, this type of Boston
I would
trying to
hate
create
Danny Ainge,
tempo
bro.
at this point.
Like,
They got to do it with defense. Chicago has really got the pace of the game exactly where they want it.
John
That shit's
Paxson
wild.
guarded by Dennis Johnson.
So they took him off Mike. They got Danny Ainge.
Who's shadowing it. They're
Because
isolated.
Dennis Johnson got one more foul from elimination. Here goes Mike.
They double team
Mike
him
trying to
out.
go to work.
Come out to beat Jordan. Jordan
Woo.
trying to use his
Good
quickness, and
move.
it works. Michael Jordan with 44 now on the ball.
Now I
game.
want you to see. This was difficult. This was difficult. I want y'all to see this shit.
Afraid.
Let's go back.
Isolation.
Look at Mike.
Double team.
Look how he hang.
Walton's come out to beat Jordan. Jordan trying to use his quickness, and it works.
Yeah, that's good.
Michael
That's
Jordan
difficult, bro. You got defenders all around you.
with 44 now in the ball game.
And Walton afraid to foul that time. Backed off Jordan a little bit.
Walton with 5. Next foul, and he's gone. Oakley in there. Guarding
Goes
Walton.
Bird.
Woolridge on Bird.
Damn, Larry Bird killing him. He's
Keep in mind,
bro, he's doing surgery out there.
until 15 and a half minutes.
Larry Bird is doing surgery out here.
We're going into the game. And the two
This is
stars we
surgery.
talked about at the top have not disappointed in this
This man went
one.
from struggling to turning it all the way up. Surgery.
Walton trying to double now, picking up
Oh,
Jordan.
Jordan. One-on-one, slow defender.
No basket, but foul before. And Bill Walton is fouled out of the ball game, I believe.
You know, in the clutch, Jordan
Is fouled out
Jordan
of the ball
getting that
game
shit.
and has played tremendously for the Boston Celtics today.
Little pick and roll action forces
Time to
Walton
win.
to end up
Mike.
with Michael Jordan. And he alertly knows that Walton's in foul trouble and has a good opportunity to take it to the hoop.
The tongue is out.
Kind of bumped him before the shot was taken.
Jordan misses the first. Walton 10 points and 15 rebounds today. Jordan hit his first 16 from the line before he missed there.
Man, he missed both.
That's the team.
I think it might be, Dick. But you got to miss some free throws once in a while. I think Jordan right now, they did a great job of not asking him to do too much too early.
Just under 6 minutes to go. Fourth period. Celtics leading
Oh,
by
that's a
4.
mismatch.
They'll call a foul away from the ball.
I don't know what Jordan did to get that
Michael
foul.
Jordan.
That shit just
Fouls
looked
on
random.
Jordan. Harris in the ball game is playing with 4 fouls. Bill Walton foul out of the ball
Going
game.
back to Larry
Dennis
Bird.
Johnson is playing with 5. Bird triple
Good
team
pass.
all of a sudden. Paxson gets back to Johnson. And a good, quick defensive move by Paxson.
Yeah, but DJ didn't swing the ball like they normally do to the wide open Danny Ainge, who's had a hot hand here.
Jordan.
Jordan
Cash.
the Celtic lead to 2, and he has 46 points.
Jordan said, "Come here."
5:23 remaining. Keep in mind, the Boston Celtics went into this game with a 41-1 record at Boston Garden, including Game 1 victory over Chicago on Thursday.
McHale about to go to work. They ain't double team? That's a slow double team.
Harris in a crowd.
Give me that.
Jordan the rebound in Chicago.
Go get it, Mike.
Alert.
Mike jumped high as hell. Snatch that shit. Go get it, Mike.
They're not, the Celtics are not
Oh,
aware
good
all
move.
the time of where the double is actually coming from.
Got good hands.
Bird lines up with the ball.
Bird is
And
insane.
gets it to Haynes. 3-on-1 Boston.
Good pass.
Gets it to Haynes.
Woo!
Chicago foul as Ainge is slow getting up.
Bird was watching that shit on his stomach.
This is kind of playoff intensity as John Paxson.
You know, there was a pretty good no call on Bird with that outlet pass. He was going down when he made that outlet pass. They easily could have called a foul on that, but the Celtics still didn't get
Here
a
we
hoop
go.
out of it.
Good pass.
So
McHale is killing him, man. They got no answer.
Harris with only 8 points in the ball game, his first point since the opening period. But it's good enough to give the Celtics a 4-point lead, 108-104.
Jordan,
Nearly
again.
4.5 to play.
Brick.
Jordan is short.
Good
They get
pass.
the lead pass. Paxson
Oh.
taps it over, and Ainge was hit in the eye. Jordan brings it up.
Damn.
Ainge staggered for the moment, and a foul called against Bird.
Damn.
Paxson was shaken up, and so is Danny Ainge.
That was a collision on that long McHale outlet pass. A great athletic move here by Paxson to go over the top of Ainge.
Oh, he hit him in the
Ainge
face
gets
with
hit
the
in
elbow.
jaw by Paxson's elbow. And Paxson really took a header too.
Paxson laying straight on his back too. That shit had to hurt.
Go.
Larry Bird was called for his 5th personal foul.
I have never seen as many fouls called in the game like this. I'm going to see Bird on this outlet pass right now. Somebody's got him. They're holding him. That's where I said before they could have called the foul.
Corzine.
They're going Corzine, which wasn't called, and it was like maybe a good no call because the officials felt that the Celtics had a fast break advantage.
Chicago's been missing from the line as of late. Something they can't afford to do here. Trailing by 4 with 4:23 to go.
Great. Oh, hey.
1 out of 2 for
1 out of
Charles
2.
Oakley. So Bird with 5 fouls.
105, 108,
Dennis
Boston.
Johnson has 5.
MJ
Bolton's
on
fouled
DJ
out of the
again.
game. Parrish, who has 4s.
They trying to get back to the post. Back to the
4:11
post.
remaining.
Oh,
Bird.
good pass. Got his shit smacked though.
Woolridge, I believe, or Jordan. We'll check. Chicago with a chance to cut it to 1.
Jordan's
What a
everywhere.
morale builder that defensive stint was for the Bulls.
Jordan. Looks like lately the Bulls have been going to Jordan.
There you go,
They did
Mike.
at the start of the
One-on-one.
last game. Here
Hey.
in the basket. And it's a 1-point game to Stan Albeck urges his team on. 108-107, not much time to go in the 4th. This is not the time, though. I mean, I don't know, Tom, what do you think? To ignore the other guys because you're going to need somebody.
Well,
Did Jordan do it himself?
I think Jordan is the guy to go to right now at this phase portion of the game. But the Celtics got to find somebody.
Good pass.
Ainge with a fake on Corzine.
Good head fake. Danny Ainge.
Point lead again for Boston.
It looks to me like the Bulls are going to double anything down low that the Celtics try to use McHale or Paris. So it may end up in a lap of Danny Ainge and Dennis Johnson to win this ball game for the Celtics.
Jordan.
Oh, good pass.
Corzine. Corzine, they rarely go on to him. 6 points in the
That
game.
shit was sneaky
for the
as
veteran.
hell.
And it's 110 to 109. But it
Charles
was
Oakley
the
talking
Bird
shit to
and Jordan
DJ.
show. Bird with 34.
I wonder what he was
Jordan
saying.
has 48 on top of his 49 in game 1 on Thursday night.
Using that
2 minutes left to go.
beautifully up top, Jordan and Corzine.
Here's the time.
Going
McHale.
right back down low.
This is the
Good
shot.
rebound.
And the rebound by Oakley. And now
1
Chicago
point game,
looking to
y'all.
take the lead. Bulls led most of the way. 11-point Bulls in the first half. A 10-point lead in the second half.
Go Mike trying to get the
Celtics
mismatch.
have fought back.
Mike,
Jordan, short
Cash.
and it drops. And 50 points for Michael Jordan. That's what Dominique Wilkins had for the Atlanta Hawks yesterday.
You get him moving left, and he's still, you think you're going to have an advantage, he's got to bring the ball back to you, but his leaping ability normally takes you right over the top.
11 on the clock. In the
woo,
pass.
good hands.
Jordan is saying it was before the shot. And that will result in a timeout with 2:10 to go on the clock of this heated affair. Tommy, let's see the Chicago Bulls do it at both ends of the floor of the sequence.
Well, you got to have a good rotating weak side of your defense.
Good
That's
defense.
Michael Jordan,
Good defense.
and he gets over there beautifully to start, and that was a morale
Here we
builder.
go,
He comes up
one-on-one.
the other end,
You know he ain't
and
fast
Kevin
enough to
McHale
keep up
playing
with
good
MJ.
defense,
Tony is
shows
out.
the baseline
Ah,
with
put
no
it in
help,
work.
and with that leaping ability, Jordan powers it through. Little pick and roll allows Corzine to get into the pack, and against Bird to throw up this swooping hook shot. So the heads of the Bulls are into this win.
2
2:10
minutes,
remaining.
10 seconds to
111,
go.
110, Chicago leading.
Go with the Bird.
Parrish, guarded by Oakley.
Oh my
Giving
God,
Dominique
good dime.
to the foul with 2:01 on the clock.
Good dime.
And Charles Oakley has picked up his 5th personal foul. The rookie from Virginia Union, who has been as good as any rookie the second half of this year. Better than
Virginia Union got some tough niggas coming out of there. Oakley, you got Ben Wallace.
To 90%er from the line. Now we'll try to tie it up for the Celtics.
Very cocky kid, loves to be in these type of situations.
We want to welcome the audience that saw the Washington Bullets and the Philadelphia 76ers. This is Dick Stockton and Tom Heinsohn. We're under 2 minutes to go in a tie game. The Celtics trying to take a 2-0 lead over the Bulls. The 76ers are 1-1 now with their victory over Washington. Michael Jordan has been a sensational show again. 52 points for Michael Jordan. And Chicago leads by 2. The leading scorers in this game, Michael Jordan and Larry Bird. And the Bulls are within 134, becoming only the second team to beat the Celtics in the Garden this year. Harris, McHale, offensive rebound.
Good block.
Knocked out of bounds. Celtics wanted goaltending. Jordan knocked it out of bounds. No call from the officials.
Dick, we've seen the Bulls control the tempo of this game practically for the entire length, slow it down, and get the type of offense they wanted.
And a timeout call by the Celtics. It's come down to this in the Boston Garden. Dick Stockton and Tom Heinsohn with 1:25 remaining in the final period of the Chicago Bulls. Lead by 2. The timeout story and the fouls situation, which has played a major role here. Bill Walton has already fouled out for the Boston Celtics. Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge, and Larry Bird have 5. Oakley with 5, and a host of people with 4. 4 may not be that much of a factor now unless we go into overtime. Want to remind you the final round action of the Heritage coming up next on CBS. Michael Jordan topped his first game effort. He has 52 points, and Roger Volpe has a 2-stroke lead at the Heritage. Jordan, by the way, also 16 points in this period.
Celtics trying to find the matchup that can be the most productive. They try to use McHale. Corzine did a decent job on him.
Jordan fighting through the screen.
10 on the clock.
Robert Parrish with the pass.
Johnson penetrates, draws the foul.
Damn.
Big play by Dennis Johnson.
That was nice.
Can you imagine he didn't make the All-Star team? There may not be a more clutch backcourt performer in the league all around than Deep Dennis Johnson.
As a double team, they went.
Mike tried to get that shit too. Give me that shit. Oh no.
And
that's a great shot.
Get over there quick enough. Dennis scored, got a chance for the 3-point play.
So tough. As a penetrating guard because he's 6'5" and he's got that solid body.
He didn't take the outside shot. He took it to the hoop.
Tough penetrator. Celtics by 1.
All right, Mike.
All eyes on Jordan with 52. Short. But there's Oakley fighting inside. No foul block. Robert Parrish picks it off, and the Celtics, with under a minute to go, has the lead by 3. Make it 114.
Oh, good pass.
Ainge to Pat McHale.
Good pass.
27.
Those are winning plays right there. Give up a good shot for a better shot.
In the Celtics story this year.
113-116. Boston. Wait a minute.
You're going to see Danny Ainge make a very intuitive
they played him cheap, and he made him pay.
He's going to make it look like a shot to get the defense to relax and just lays it out.
That's a good pass. He passed it right to him.
For Kevin McHale,
right where he wanted.
At a key point in the ball game.
Next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, and a doubleheader Sunday, starting at 1 o'clock. CBS will bring in the playoffs. Kevin McHale, the latest hero. And the Chicago Bulls have talked things over. 116 to 113, 45 seconds to go. Tommy?
Well, if it doesn't go to Michael Jordan, I'll be very surprised. But what they really have to do, the Celtics will be jumping at him, is on the shot by Jordan. If he misses, everybody bang the board.
Action. Corzine in the corner. Inside to Oakley. And a foul. Parrish, that'll be his 5th personal foul. 5 on Robert Parrish. So they went to someone else other than Michael Jordan and Casey Jones.
Well, they beat the Boston press, and here's Oakley underneath.
That's a foul.
There was the foul on Parrish. Bird had a hand on the ball. Boston went up and challenged Michael Jordan.
Oakley 66% from the the line on the year, 4 for 5 today.
When they pushed it up, the rest of the defense of the Celtics wasn't into play. Good move by Paxson to create it.
And the Celtics
Right.
lead by 2.
1 out
Now
of 2.
Chicago has to play defense right here
Half court press.
and not allow the Celtics to score and perhaps not to foul. They'll get another possession. 23
Jordan
seconds
pounding
and
him.
11 on the shot clock.
Get at the Bird.
Guarded by
Gotta
Woolridge.
watch the colors.
Bird
Whoa, that's
fires it
gangster.
up Wyman.
Couldn't get it. It almost fell through though. That shit was right on line.
And there are 8 seconds to go, and Chicago calls timeout with 6 on the clock. A 2-point ball game. Chicago. Larry Bird threw up a wild shot. Parrish seemingly had the ball, and there was Stan Albeck looking on as Oakley ultimately wound up with the ball.
That was a good defensive stand.
And Stan, right on it, calls the timeout. But here's Bird being double teamed. I think it was
Yo,
really
he would've
hoping
made
he'd
that-
get a
that shit-
foul
that shit
call
would've been
that time.
cold.
Parrish has the rebound, and a nice knockaway by Jordan right into the hands of Oakley. Well, they got the ball to the man they wanted, Larry Bird. Not the best judgment that time. He thought he might have gotten fouled. That's why he let it
All
fly.
right,
I
so
don't know
6
about all
seconds to
that.
go, Tommy. The obvious thing is to let Michael Jordan do it, either outside or inside. He has a career high of 52 points. Tremendous effort by Michael Jordan. What are the options now for Stan Albeck other than Michael Jordan, or is that it?
Well, he's
Michael
number one
Jordan.
guy that can get
Or
by
Orlando.
there, but all the Celtics are going to be
But
running out.
Michael Jordan.
If they can get the ball up to him quickly, they'll be able to get a shot, a quick shot, and a potential rebound. More for the fact that the Celtics will be concerned about him. That's why I want the ball in his hands and hope that he makes the shot. If not, you've got almost a guaranteed shot at a good rebound opportunity.
Bulls have 1 timeout left. They led most of the way in this game. 11 in the first half, 10 in the second. Celtics whittle the
If I'm
lead.
a
They win
coach
the-
in this situation, I'm looking at Mike looking at me. The answer is Michael Jordan.
3 after 3 period and open up
You
a
know
lead
you're
of
getting
no more
it.
than 4 points.
I know you're getting
with
it.
7
The
minutes
world
to go
knows
and
you're
a little
getting
less
it.
than that, and Chicago fought back, had the score tied it a couple of times. They went back and forth,
The fuck?
and now it's a 2-point game. The other question is Kyle Macy takes his jacket off, you go for 3 and try to gamble and win it all here.
Well, you might, because the three-point play for Kyle Macy is an easy shot.
Mike's been super aggressive in this type of game. You got to be. You got to take
He
it to
also
him
may make the basket himself and get the foul. They got a couple of ways they can score 3
because
points
this team's
here.
way more
1 timeout
talented.
left, 6 seconds to go. Paxson will inbound. And now the Celtics call a timeout. Is there something they saw?
The lineup on the inbound play, I think, and who's in the ball game. They just recognized Macy was in there, I believe, and now they said, let's talk it over what we're going to do with Macy.
Now, what
Celtics are
could they do with
hilarious.
Macy? Now they have several possibilities for outside shots. Jordan and Macy being just 2 of them.
Well, by putting Macy in the ball game, what you have is the potential of the defense extending.
All right, we'll be back with the finish.
Which opens up more space for Jordan.
The Chicago Bulls have given the Boston Celtics a tremendous battle today, but need
Give
2 points
Jordan
to tie,
another
perhaps
option
3 to win,
to kick
with
it
6
out to
seconds
just
to
in
go.
case the
Michael
double
Jordan
team.
with a career high of 52 points on the heels of 49 in Game 1. Larry Bird with 34 points and 11 rebounds today. And talking about whether to go for 3 or 2, keep in mind that Bird has 5 fouls, Parrish has 5, Walton's out of the game. Chicago may be better off going for 2, but who knows?
They got Paxson and Macy in there. By having them in the lineup, that might extend the Celtics defense. Whitman is in for Boston for defensive purposes.
That's the change the Celtics made. Michael
Jordan,
Jordan,
get it and go. Get it and go.
Clock running down.
Mike.
3 seconds. 3-point shot. No good.
And fouled on the play.
Late sweep. A foul against Kevin McHale has been called by Middleton. With no time showing on the clock.
That nigga
Kevin
said,
McHale
holy
can't believe
shit.
it. Kevin McHale has been called for the foul on Michael Jordan from 8
He can't
feet
believe that
beyond
shit.
the 3-point line.
Let's see what
I
happens.
have to see it myself.
Jordan
It's
with the
coming
tongue out.
all the way. And we didn't see
Looked
what
like a
actually
foul.
happened, but players do fake the foul.
He can tie it up here and send the game in overtime. No time remaining. He made his first 16 and missed 2 before he made the 1, and this is pressure.
See how clutch he is.
Overtime in Game 2 of our best-of-5 first-round NBA playoff. And the Chicago Bulls are trying
Mike said, "I ain't going home
the
yet."
Trailblazers have done so far this year, beat the Celtics in Boston.
They're going to see it. We can't really see whether Kevin McHale fouled him
3
or not,
seconds
but
left.
boy, that shot, McHale has to go out there to react. And whether the foul actually took place or not, I couldn't see because I was following the flight of the ball too. So McHale didn't think so. He was telling Larry Bird that when he went by, Jordan stuck out his arm and knocked himself down, but Stan Albeck sees it the other way, of course.
Sam Vincent had a bird's-eye low view of all this, but
That's an enhanced view.
the thing is that everyone was looking at the ball with the exception of the official. One official was checking the ball, the other one was out there. Now, if you want to know whether the officials were in position to call it, the answer is yes. Ed Middleton was no more than 5 feet from Michael Jordan when he took the shot. In any event, we're going to overtime.
I think Jordan created
And
that
Michael
foul because
with
he
54
extended his
points,
arm
a career
out.
high. And
As McHale was
5-minute
coming by,
overtime session.
real
Each
slick.
team has 3
But hey.
timeouts. Boston still has a 20. He'll jump center with Woolridge jumping against Parrish. On the 4th foul, the team will get into the bonus. And the foul trouble situation becomes major now, as we have a slew of players with 5. Celtics control. Their biggest lead was 4. Biggest lead for the Bulls was 11 in the first half. McHale against Corzine, double with Jordan. Loses the ball.
Hey,
Recovers it. Bird. Ainge.
Ainge.
And Corzine
Good
holds
rebound.
on for the rebound.
As that double team again, they had trouble
No,
finding
Jordan
the open
thirsty
man.
as hell.
Kevin McHale normally is able to find and locate that open man.
Jordan's 54 points ties John Havlicek for the 4th best individual single game effort in playoff history.
Those Mike mid-range.
Long range, Jordan
Cash.
hits it. 56 for Jordan. And that ties the Chicago Bulls all-time leader, Bob Love, who had 56 in the game. And the Bulls lead by 2.
That kind of answers your question about whether it's tied or not. You don't start hitting outside shots like that to tail into the ball game if you're tied. I think he was used wisely in the offense in the early part of the game by Stan Albeck.
Pick and roll, Harris. Rebound by Oakley. And Chicago, with a little more than a minute gone by, with a 2-point lead and content to walk it up the floor. 1-0 Celtics lead in the best of 5. Philadelphia and Washington are tied
There
1-1
goes
in their best of 5
Gives
series.
it up.
Pick and roll was working beautifully for the Bulls.
Woolridge.
No good.
McHale clears, and the Celtics looking to
Here's the
tie it.
Bird. Bird with the pass. Good pass by
They
Bird.
do most of the game. Tommy, run the floor.
It takes willpower to create tempo to push it at the defense. They've been playing at the rhythm of the Bulls all afternoon long.
Ainge 20 points in the ball game. Bird leads with 34. Jordan is 56. 10 on the clock. Woolridge going in strong. No basket. They call him for the offensive foul. And that'll be 5 on Orlando Woolridge. So Woolridge and Oakley have 5 fouls for Chicago. Bird, Parrish, Dennis Johnson, and Danny Ainge all with 5 for the Celtics. And they're all on the floor.
Oh, good pass.
Bird trying to feed inside. It's still Celtic ball with 2:55 on the clock.
Ainge.
Baseline. Fires it up. Bird.
Damn, Bird coughed that shit up.
Ball inside. And
All right, here comes MJ.
118, 2:45 remaining in overtime.
Jordan with the mismatch.
Jordan hit 2 free throws with no time on the clock.
Jordan.
Send it into OT.
Brick.
A wild shot here. Celtics trying to take the
Danny
lead.
Ainge pushing that shit.
Parrish is fouled by Paxson. So this is where we are. Game 2, and the drama is not over yet here at the Garden. Philadelphia and Washington are 1-1. The Nets and Milwaukee play later with the Milwaukee Bucks leading 1-0 in their best of 5. And Atlanta will take a 2-0 lead to Detroit this week in their series.
The Celtics right now on that defense were trying to disrupt the rhythm of the Bulls' offense by doubling people, taking the ball out of their hands of the people the Bulls wanted to have the ball. Michael Jordan, Woolridge, and it's creating a little confusion for the Bulls. They're not going to get the good shots, it looks like, but Boston has to convert.
Here goes MJ. Oh, DJ got some hands, boy. Yo, that was a phenomenal steal attempt. DJ got hands.
Good shots, it looks like, but Boston has to convert.
Jordan's a good ball handler.
Bulls, Jordan, and Johnson fighting for the loose ball. They want to talk about macho pride for offense and defense right there. And the Bulls will have.
And he got 5 fouls.
On the clock.
So that's a gutsy play.
Check that. The
2 minutes to
Celtics
go.
119, 118. Free throw by Parrish, the difference right now. Woolridge going up strong.
Good move.
And it's Chicago now.
Could have been a foul too. A good move.
Sit back and watch this one. They're taking shots at each other. Haymakers.
Give the bird
Crowd is
back to the
quiet.
post.
Harris.
Oh.
Corzine, and under 2 minutes to go.
There we go.
With a 1-point lead at the ball. This is a team that lost 52 games this year. Worst record in the
All right, MJ trying to go to work. DJ gets back in position. MJ got to pass that thing. Give it back to MJ. Let him go one-on-one. Pull up. Cash.
Good, and a foul. And a big basket for the Chicago Bulls. And Jordan can give them a 4-point lead. 58 for Michael Jordan.
Why isn't he tired right now? Well,
He is tired.
One,
You can see the man grabbing his shorts. He's saying, why is he tired? That nigga tired as hell.
season, he doesn't have the normal fatigue. And two, they used him very wisely in the offense in the first part of the game.
Yo, these commentators be blind as hell sometimes. If you were listening to this game, you would swear Mike wasn't sweating and shit. Grabbing his shorts.
Fouled out of the ball game. And Jerry
That's why you gotta
Season
watch
is
these games for yourself, yo. Because even the commentators, they be capping like a motherfucker.
For Michael Jordan, second best playoff ever in a single game to Elgin Baylor's 61.
Mike balling. For real.
We can see an all-time record established. Seasting in a crowd.
Seasting. Woo!
Jerry Seasting.
That's an unbelievable shot.
With 3 or 4 men on him, and he's only 6'1", made a big
Damn, that's
basket
a
from
tough shot.
And he did something that the rest of the
Mike
Celtics
like,
have
damn.
not been doing.
They
He
hitting us from
when he got
everywhere.
into the defense, lifted people,
Good
and
patience.
then took the shot. Smart play by Jerry Seasting.
Foul on Jordan is 4th.
Couldn't convert though.
Harris and Seasting each have missed one important free throw here. Otherwise, this game would be tied.
All right, minute left. Jordan, one-on-one. Clearing the one side of the court. Here goes McCown committed to the double team. They're pushing them baseline.
Great play by Larry Bird as he anticipated the pass out by
They threw something different at him that he ain't seen all game. Good pass.
Foul. That was the only play Chicago had, and even the Celtics lost it. Shared.
Yeah, they ambushed them last minute.
Baseline, they turned them loose, pushed them underneath the basket. The ball, the pass out hit the net, so it ends up in the hands of Robert Parrish. And I'll tell you this is one rugged overtime period in the fourth quarter. I'm telling you, they're going at each other physically. They're banging.
Chicago calls a timeout, and Parrish has one free throw to try and tie it up with 59 seconds to go in OT. Michael Jordan, 59 points. Elgin Baylor, the all-time
Elgin Baylor was fucking balling back
61.
then.
That's ever against the Celtics, regular season and playoff. And Baylor's 61 was against the Celtics in a playoff game in April of '62. And that's the top performance in a playoff game, and Jordan is 2 points away from that. Meanwhile,
Elgin Baylor
Robert
went to
Parrish
cheat
is on the
code
line
mode.
with one free throw to try to tie the game out.
Well, they put the freeze on him, try to chill him down. Let's see if Robert responds to the challenge.
He had 1 of 2 before, makes it both here. They're tied at 120.
And the interesting thing about Boston is, guys, the most interesting thing about Boston is their big men can hit free throws too. So they're all around threats, bro. Like they're all legit. Like this shit's crazy.
We're even at 116 apiece in overtime going into the session.
Here we go. Jordan. No good. Bird pushing the break. Bird about to throw it away. Pump fake. Bird travel.
And he travels. Larry Bird traveled. And to Chicago's credit, they surrounded him in a hurry.
Well, they were poking at the ball, and Larry really was looking over both shoulders to see where they were coming from, and that's what caused the walk.
Double team Jordan getting the
21
ball
on
at
the
his
shot
hands
clock,
in the
a
backcourt.
13-second differential. And the Bulls with a chance to take the lead. Woolridge against McHale, going in against Pope.
Damn, good follow through.
With the tip in, and with 22 seconds to go, the Bulls
Boston
lead again,
down 2.
125-123. And the Celtics will call a timeout and 15 seconds to try to tie it or win it in a fantastic playoff game from Boston Garden.
That's a good
We're going
follow
to look
through
at
by
Dave
Corzine.
Corzine right here. Robert Parrish is supposed to block him off the boards, but he gets mesmerized by the penetration, and he lets Corzine step inside, and he uses it to good advantage for a beautiful key tip-in to put the Bulls ahead by 2.
And here it was, Dave Corzine, one of the unsung leaders on the team, maligned at home by the Chicago crowd with
Terrific
big a basket
effort
as
play.
he's ever had. 8 points and 8 rebounds. 15 seconds to go for the Celtics to try to tie it or win it, trailing by
They
2.
trying to stop that post play. There ain't nothing they can do about it.
McHale.
You're going to leave a lot of people open. Danny Ainge is tilting this game,
With
man.
12 seconds left, Chicago still has 2 timeouts. They'll use one of them now.
Absolutely tilting this game.
It looked like Ainge had easy sailing for that tying layup.
Well, they were looking to play Ainge for the pass, and once he got past Michael Jordan, everybody went back to their own man, thinking he was going to penetrate and then pass. Nobody really made a real commitment to him, so he just said, why not? I'll go all the way, particularly Oakley.
Danny Ainge with 22 points, all in the second half, as Bill Walton, who fouled out of the game, leading the cheers. But now the focus is on the Chicago Bulls. This is first round playoff action. Tonight, playoff action continues on several fronts. In the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks host the New Jersey Nets with Milwaukee leading 1-0. Denver is at home with a 1-0 lead over the Portland Trail Blazers, and Dallas will try to make it 2 in a row at Reunion Arena against Utah. Stan Albeck, who coached the Spurs, coached Cleveland before that, and the Nets in his first year in Chicago in a topsy-turvy year with Quentin Daly suspended with a drug problem and injuries to a lot of people, including Jordan in the 64
Spurs
games.
weren't really a good
It really
franchise
happened
back then until they got like
for the last
David
couple of
Robinson.
weeks.
I think David Robinson
This
came in
game here, they're
89.
functioning so well, and in developing the roles that I didn't think that they would be able to do, but they have really been outstanding today.
Let's not forget Juwan Oldham, the 7-foot center, who is a great, one of the top shot blockers in the NBA, who, if the series goes to 4 games, would be eligible to come back. And Oldham has had a broken cheekbone. He missed the last 18 games, and if Chicago can win here, he'll get a chance to play against the Celtics. But they haven't won this. It's 125 all, 12 seconds to go in the first overtime session.
Well, is Michael Jordan going to get it again? The Celtics are trying to keep the ball away from him.
Gotta get it to Jordan. Gotta figure out a way to get it to Jordan. There goes Mike. Oh.
2 seconds to go, and the Celtics call a time. They'll get a chance to win it. 1 score. The first, the regulation ended when Michael Jordan missed a 3-pointer and was fouled by McHale.
Tie ball game, y'all. 2 seconds left.
Remaining. And now Boston can have the last laugh. Tommy, it looked like Jordan had his shot here.
They did get him the ball.
He had a
Corzine
good
said,
shot.
I'm going to get it to you, and he does, and he's
McHale
wide
about to
open.
trip over his own
Can't
damn
ask for
feet.
a better shot than that from a player of Jordan's caliber, but he misses. And Bird alertly
That looked
calls
like it was
timeout.
on line, too.
Bird with 34,
Could be a
McHale
heartbreaker.
27, Ainge 22 all this half. We'll get to the heritage as soon as this one is history. What does Boston do now with 2 seconds on the clock?
Some kind of pass, either dead in the corner, I think, for Larry Bird, or a lob pass over the top close to the basket, maybe to McHale. But they've got Seasting in there, who might also, or Whitman, for that outside bomb. That's what you're hoping to get.
That's
right
one thing
now.
about this
I think
Celtics
the lob
team.
is out
They're
of
not
the
going to
question.
beat themselves, especially at home.
Last year, the Celtics were hard pressed
Especially
by
at
the
home.
Cleveland Cavaliers. They went to 4 games, but they were tough games. Six comes in the game, replacing Oakley.
For quickness purposes, to get out there against the outside shooters.
Age will inbound. Bird has
Bird.
it. 1 second to go. If it's
Ah.
and we go to second overtime. Larry Bird coming off the screen. Had the same kind of a shot he hit on that wild three-pointer. And we go to double overtime here at Boston Garden. The score, 125-125.
It slips right behind the defense and gets in there. They go to double team him, but Woolrich was right
That's
on
good
his shooting
defense by
hand.
Woolrich, because
In fact,
if he
brings
wasn't
it-
there, that shit was right on the
Those are
line.
trash shots, of course, but
That shit would probably
both
would've been
teams had their
cash.
best shooters, best players taking that outside shot. Neither one made it. Watch
Look
it
at
from
this.
another
That's
angle.
great effort.
There's Woolrich right on
That
his
shit was
shooting
right
hand.
on the
I
line.
mean, I know that we're not into the finals and the drama of the finals, but you know, this is kind of like the shades of the Boston Celtics and the Phoenix Suns in a 3 overtime game that you remember. Remember that one?
I remember it very well. I'll tell you, I
Let's get
fainted
to
in
the
the
action, y'all. Let's get to the action. They talking too much.
All right, now we go to a second overtime. Now, as the game goes on, is there any kind of emphasis that maybe shifts when you get into a second 5-minute session?
Well, I think right now Danny Ainge is saddled with 5 fouls. And if he ends up fouling out, one of their good outside shooters goes by the boards. And then Rick Carlisle or somebody else maybe will have to come in,
22
David
points in
Thurkill,
the
to
second
try and
half.
play
That's crazy.
Jordan. And that could be a big factor. The inside game, I don't see any of those guys fouling out for the Celtics.
Walton has fouled out. As you look at Red Auerbach and Don
The
Gaston.
legend,
Don Gaston, one of the owners, along with Alan
legendary
Cole.
Red.
Paul DePee. Bird with 5 fouls.
Motherfucker
Parrish
Red
with 5.
Auerbach ain't playing
Ainge
no
with
games.
5. Walton and Dennis
Real
Johnson
serious
have already
about that
fouled out
basketball
for
shit.
Chicago. Charles
In Boston,
Oakley and
for
Orlando
real.
Woolridge both have 5
One of the
personal
greatest
fouls.
coaches
So
ever.
Parrish and Woolridge will jump again. They've done this before. Middleton will toss it up 5 minutes.
Bulls
3
win the tip.
timeouts apiece. Boston still has a 20 that they have at their behest. And penalty and bonus on the 4th team foul.
And they're going right at Danny Ainge, it looks like.
Yep.
We'll try to.
Get him out the game.
Ainge is guarding.
They gotta get that shit to
Jordan
Jordan.
right now. Oakley comes outside. Now Woolridge gets it
Good
in towards
defense.
Ainge. Bird steals the ball.
Bird came and got his ass from behind. Bird also was good at stealing the ball too.
They had Michael Jordan posted.
You turn your back on him, he'll figure out a way.
Option down.
Bird,
Three-pointer from the corner.
Brick.
Oakley. All Chicago red shirts underneath, and now the Bulls will slow it up and set it up here. Michael Jordan has 59 points, and the most points scored in one game ever in the
There
playoffs
goes Mike.
is 61 by Elgin Baylor.
Brick.
Jordan.
No good.
Corzine loses it.
Bird
Comes
to
Ainge.
Ainge.
Gets it out to him. Paxson is back.
Good pass.
Seasting open.
Good patience by Sexton. Bird getting to where he wants. Mid-range jumper. Cash.
And the Celtics lead, and it took a minute and 5 seconds to do it.
Bird is so cold,
Real
man.
good.
He just knew how to play,
Hold up
man.
And find Larry Bird.
36 points for Larry Bird. Seasting on Paxson. McHale giving Woolridge that shot. Woolridge going into the hoop.
Good
Bird
move.
scores nonetheless. And 24 points now for Orlando Woolridge. We're tied.
Well, Orlando, you're going to win it for us in the second overtime. Let
Here's the
Mike take
Bird.
a little blow.
Speaking of Orlando, he's on.
Oh,
Bird,
he
great
spun
inside.
around, but couldn't hold on to it.
Away, and it was last hit off of Woolridge, who was out of bounds. So the Celtics will maintain possession. 12 seconds on the shooting clock. Oakley, Corzine, Jordan, Paxson, and Woolridge are out there for Chicago. Parrish, Bird, Seasting, Ainge, and McHale for Boston.
Back to Bird. Bird get double
Seasting is
team.
open.
Seaston cash.
Celtics by 2.
Now, that is absolutely the wrong guy to leave on a double team right now because Bird is going to look for him.
And a little trap action defensively by the Celtics. Paxson brings it across. Under 3 minutes to go in the second overtime.
Give it MJ.
We're 116 apiece after regulation.
Good pass.
25 ball after 1 overtime. Corzine,
Woo!
no basket. Traveled before the shot.
Oh man, that's a heartbreaker right there.
And
causing the Celtics trouble. They're switching onto Michael Jordan, and Corzine is getting a mismatch against the little guy.
McHale, Ziesting all alone in three-point territory. Bird coming out.
Goes Bird. Good pass. No good. Throws it away.
Long pass, Woolridge. Woolridge in the crowd.
Oh.
Blocked by McHale. Loose ball out of bounds. And it's Celtics.
Boston ball.
You know, Tommy, you wonder whether the Celtics, looking for 3 points, are saying to themselves, we've had enough of this Chicago team. Let's just blow them out here.
That's a foul.
They got to go find some place to get that shot. Seasting's the guy. They should be looking at a double
McHale
team.
gets the ball. Double team.
McHale finds Ziesting.
Swing, swing.
Good one.
Pass.
Timeout, Chicago.
Ain't killing the niggas, dog.
It matches the biggest lead of the game for the Boston Celtics, with just under 2 minutes remaining in second overtime. 262nd consecutive sellout at Boston Garden are seeing the gem today. We're back here, 1:59 to go, 131-127. The noise, too much for this young Titan. But he'll take it. This is the excitement of the game. So now it's 131-127. Chicago has the ball, and keep in mind that man Michael Jordan, who has 59 points, has missed his last 4 shots.
Well, he finally might be getting tired.
No, I'm kidding. He should have been tired an hour and a half ago.
Mike one-on-one. Mike going to work.
Jordan goes up to the
Cash.
line, hits it, and has 61 points
Clutch.
to tie Elgin Baylor's all-time
Clutch shot.
single-game playoff
See if the Bulls can get
that he
another stop.
established against these Celtics 24 years ago.
Going right back to their bread and butter.
Working against Corzine.
McHale. Brick.
And Jordan the rebound, and with a minute and a half to
Bulls
play,
have a
2
chance.
overtimes, Chicago looking to tie.
The Bulls took off the double team that time in respect for Seasting and Ainge's outside shooting.
They were getting killed.
Jordan with 8 on the
Mike
clock.
going away from the double team, getting to a spot. Cash.
Ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and
That's a
he's
tough
looking at
shot.
an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
That was a fantastic move. I mean, he went over 3 guys that time.
No one has ever scored more points in a single playoff game in NBA history than Michael Jordan. A minute to go.
There goes
And
McHale.
tied at 131. 7 on the shot clock. McHale.
Good pass.
Seasting. Open.
Seasting ready. He got that thing cocked and
The
loaded.
Celtics regain the lead, and if you don't think Jerry Seasting has been maybe the missing ingredient to the Celtics this year, just see what he's done in this game.
Boston
8
stacked,
points,
yo.
but big 8 points. Incredible shooting.
They went down and doubled at the last instant, and Seasting got
All right,
the easy
Mike with
shot.
the ball again.
McHale is on
One-on-one.
Jordan now with 6 on the clock.
Brick.
He hits Harris.
Damn.
Not to be denied, he grabbed it away from Oakland. Celtics with 24 seconds to go. And 17 on the shot clock. Lead by 2, and this is a critical possession. How many times have we said that? 10
Yeah,
on
the
the
Bird.
clock. Bird.
Good pass.
Roll Harris.
They're just too skilled down low, man. Just too skilled. Too much work, man. You leave the shooters wide open, you have to double team.
He didn't do much most of the game, was in foul trouble, but when they needed the Chief, he was there to hit the big
Clutch
basket.
shot
But first came his
by
big
the
rebound
Chief.
at the other end.
I'll tell you a big rebound, and somebody hit him at the ankles, I think. The great timing.
Nah, ain't nobody
Hopefully
touching.
going down, getting his foot trapped. Got it up the court. A little pick and
Good
roll.
pass
Goes
by
straight
Bird.
to the hoop,
Good shot
And just
by
straight up
Harris.
with it.
The
That's
Chief.
pressure basketball, making the big ones when they count.
They got 9 seconds remaining.
Look at Rick
The Bulls
Carlisle.
have timeout. And they need 2 possessions, really. A 3-pointer, and they need a possession again.
I'm very impressed with the real confidence of Jerry Seasting at key points. It's going to give
Yeah, he
Casey
was
Jones,
money.
if
He was
hasn't
money
already
in this
got
game.
a lot of confidence in Seasting, to use him in real key
Jordan,
situations
what
down
the
the
fuck?
stretch. He might end up in the playoffs being the designated double team breaker when the Celtics really try to exploit that inside game.
They'll go to Chicago to play what the Bulls hope, if they do not come back and win this one, 2 games at Chicago Stadium. It's a best of 5. The Celtics are 9 seconds away from taking a 2-0 lead, but they won't escape out of here without the fight of their lives, especially on their home turf, where they've lost only 1 time all year. Washington and Philadelphia are tied 1-1 in their series. Atlanta has a 2-0 lead over Detroit, and Milwaukee will try to take a 2-0 lead over the Nets later tonight. Next weekend, we'll be with you Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, and then a doubleheader Sunday, beginning at 1 o'clock Eastern, as the NBA playoffs on CBS continue.
You know, the other surprise is that Danny Ainge has not fouled out with Michael Jordan handling that ball.
Bird didn't foul out either.
Well, I'm saying Ainge played very smart defense. He knew he had to stay in this game.
Especially with Dennis Johnson fouling out.
Right.
Yeah.
9 seconds to go.
Danny Ainge was big.
Quick basket, a foul.
Their guard
Hope the
stepped up to
Celtics
the rim,
miss.
too.
They don't get a steal. And now the Celtics use a foul and chop off the second. Next foul will result in the bonus, so they had 1 foul to give in the overtime. Paxson looking inbound. Woolridge, 6 seconds. Woolridge for 3, way short.
I don't like that. I would have gave it to Jordan in that
4 seconds
situation.
to go. And a hard-fought victory.
I would've gave that one to
Celtics
Jordan.
To take a 2-0 lead over Chicago in their best of 5.
Well, you guys, that's the game, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this watch party with me. I had fun going over this game. Game 2 goes to Boston, man. Jordan put on a hell of a performance, gave it all he had. Unfortunately, the guards got hot too. Damn, Boston was stacked. But anyways, this is the Kobe Bryant Film Room, aka the Michael Jordan Film Room. And if you haven't, like and subscribe to Kobe Bryant Film Room, Michael Jordan Film Room, and I'm also a contributor with the Behind the Bench Sports Network. Shout out to Who is Hendo. Shout out to Big Dog Talk Sports, Kelvin, JB, Jermaine, Rashad. Shout out to those guys, man. Those guys are putting in work on that channel. We're going to bring you more content on this channel as well. More Michael Jordan material. And I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.
Bank 3C notes, bank 3C notes. Gotta see it, Alright. Big 6 in the crowd. Who's that? Tracy.
Stakes is high. You know them stakes is high when you talking about stakes is high. You know them stakes is high. We be talking about stakes is high. You know them stakes is high. The instamatic focal point bringing damage to your burrow. Be some brothers from the east with them beats that be thorough. Got the solar gravitation, so I'm bound to pull it. I gets down like brothers are found, ducking from bullets. Gun control means using both hands in my land, where it's all about the cautious living. Migrating to a higher form of consequence. Compliments are struggling, that shouldn't be notable. Man, every word I say should be a hip-hop quotable.
I'm sick of bitches shaking asses. I'm sick of talking about blunt. Sick of Versace glasses. Sick of slang. Sick of half-ass award shows. Sick of name brand clothes. Sick of R&B bitches over bullshit tracks. Cocaine and cracks, which brings sickness to blacks. Sick of swole head rappers with they sickening raps, claps and gaps, making the whole sick world collapse. The facts are getting sicker, even sicker perhaps. I stick a push to make a bundle to escape the synapse.
Man, life can get all up in your ass, baby. You better work it out. Now let me tell you what it's all about. A skin not considered equal. A meteor has more right than my people who be wasting time screaming who they've hated. That's why the native tongues has officially been reinstated.
Yeah.
loving to love guns. Love for opposite, love for fame and wealth. Love for the fact of no longer loving yourself, kid. We living in them days of the man-made ways where every aspect is vivid. These brothers no longer talk shit. Hey, yo, these niggas live it. About to give it to you 24/7 on the microphone. Plug one, translating the zone. No offense to a player, but yo, I don't play. And if you take offense, fuck it, got to be that way. JD Dub, show your love, what you got to say?
I say Jesus make you take is at a high regard. And niggas dying for it nowadays ain't hard. Investing in fantasies and not God. Welcome to reality, see times is hard. People try to snatch the credit but can't claim the card. Showing out in videos saying they co-star. See shit like that'll make your mama cry. Better watch the way you spend it cause the stakes is high.
You know them stakes is high when you're dealing with the stakes is high. Man, them stakes is high.
Check it. I think that smiling in public is against the law. Cause love don't get you through life no more. It's who you know and how you son. And how you getting in and who the man holding heat. Yo, and how was the skins and how high. Yo, what up, high? I heard you caught a body. Seem like every man and woman share the life of John Gotti.
But they ain't organized.
Mixing crimes with life enzymes. Taking the big scout route. And niggas no doubt better than they know they daughters and they sons.
Yo, people go through pain and still don't gain positive contact. Just like my main man who got others cleaning up his physical influence. His mind got congested, he got the non-influent. Neighborhoods are now hoods, cause nobody's neighbors, just animals surviving with that animal behavior under eye. We'll be rhyming from dark to light sky. Experiments where needles and skin connect. No wonder where we live is called the projects. When the stakes is high, you damn sure try to do anything to get the piece of the pie. Electrify, even die for the cash, but at last we be out, even though you're wanting more. This issue was closed like an elevator door, but soon we open once we get to the next floor with the stakes is high. You know them stakes is high. We're dealing with the stakes is high. Stakes is high. Come on.